Hello and welcome back to the Game Bet Match Podcast. I'm your host, Manny Friedman, along with my co-host,
Brad Sloan.
All right, back in the house, baby. Second pod in a couple of days. I hope everyone enjoyed our last pod, which was like, 3.5 hours?
Yeah, that was way too long for anybody's hell. If anybody watched that whole thing, kudos to you.
Yeah, it may have
And as
taken years
always,
off your life.
feel free, give us a shout out, give us feedback, man. Always interested to hear. We put some new segments into the last pod. So if you saw that and saw any thought anything positive or negative about the segments, let us know. I don't know if this one will have as many fun segments. There's a lot of tennis to talk about this time, a lot of forward-looking tennis. So
yeah. Well, the power ranking segment was like 2 hours, so
yeah,
we'll definitely post our power rankings in the timeline, and we'll kind of update them as Roland Garros approaches this week. So let's get right into the Rome semis and finals. What were some of your key takeaways, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, so the first semi, Ruud and Rune.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, my only takeaway here is like the whole lay games, not sets on clay, or lay games take sets.
Yeah, it enforced.
Again, like Ruud was actually the better player for a set and a half. And then Rune came back, but Rune ended up easily covering most of the reasonable game spreads. I mean, he ended up +5 on games. I also thought that this match actually showed the difference between Ruud and Rune, because Ruud played, I thought, really well the first set. And we even chatted about this. Like, I thought Ruud played really well the first set, and it still went to a tiebreak.
Right.
Like, I thought Ruud played near peak. I mean, not peak, but like, I thought he played near peak, and Rune was like.
Well, to be fair, he should have won that set more convincingly because he had 3 break points in one of the games.
Ruud should have. Oh, of course.
Ruud should
have
won
course,
it easily.
Of course. Yeah. But I thought Ruud played really well the first set and a half.
Yep.
And it was still like a moderately close match, heading towards like a 6-4. And then I thought Ruud played really poorly. Played poorly, not extremely poorly, but played poorly in the third set, and I played very poorly at the end of the second. And it was a beatdown.
Well, Ruud was actually up a break in the second, and then
yes, he was. Yeah, 4-2, right?
Rune broke back. Yeah, he broke back, and then that completely changed the momentum.
And but that's my point. So like when the momentum is in Ruud's favor,
it's a close match.
It's a close match, and when it's not in his favor, it's a beatdown.
Right.
So to me, it shows that there still is a. I mean, it shows like that Ruud would have had to be near peak Ruud for the full match, for a full 2 sets, in order to win that match.
Yeah, and I think that medical timeout got into Ruud's head, which I think was a kind of.
I don't know. I think that this is interesting. So I don't know if the time. So what I will say here is Ruud did come back and hold coming out of that timeout. He held for 4-2 coming out of the timeout. I do think it broke the rhythm, and I think it made Ruud play worse by virtue of breaking the rhythm of the match.
Yeah.
So I think like it worked, but I don't think it necessarily was like a.
That's a good point. Yeah, he did hold, I guess. But I mean, it's kind of a Bush League move, to be honest. Like clearly his shoulder wasn't hurting him.
Well, so I was going to mention this. I was going to actually put this on the Twitter and put a poll on the Twitter about this. Like, I mean, honestly, at this point, should tennis just move to having like timeouts like other sports and just like give each guy like 2 10-minute timeouts?
I actually like that idea, and I haven't heard that brought up, and it's an idea I haven't thought about. So now that you bring it up to me, I actually kind of like that.
Like, if guys are going to do the coach, if there's going to be controversy about the coaching and the medical timeouts anyways, just give guys 2 time and when guys take bathroom breaks, just give guys 2 timeouts for a 3-set match, maybe 3 for a 5-set match for whatever reason. And I think that's reasonable because like the idea would be, okay, if you need 1 for an injury and 1 from a bathroom break, there you go. There's your general 2 timeouts. And then, but if you want to use your 2 timeouts for other things, well, then you're just taking a risk that if you get injured, you don't have a timeout to use.
I agree with that. I like that. I think that's a good way to do it because like these shoulder injuries, they're so subjective. Like there's no way to prove that he's making it up.
No. Oh, no, right? They can't. There's no way to prove it. They can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Even cramping is hard to,
Oh, I mean, and cramping, they're technically not supposed to take time out for, but again, like how are they gonna referee that? What are
Right.
they like? They're gonna say a guy's not injured and cramping instead. Like the
Yeah.
guy would have to literally like all the guys do is say like, oh, I have this injury, and like you can't
Yeah.
dispute that.
Right.
So
And then maybe you should make an
suggested rule change.
exception, like if something happens like this Zverev Nadal match where he breaks his ankle, like okay, like we'll give you an extra timeout for that, like
I think there would be like a an umpire could stoppage for like an injury.
right,
Maybe there's like some extreme situation where there's be like an umpire stoppage. But
yeah,
even in those cases, like Zverev was not getting back up to play that
no,
match,
no, he
and
wasn't,
so like it doesn't really like the timeout is almost not needed, like because he has to default anyways.
right, right. And
So
most bad injuries that happen in match, like you're not going to play through that,
no, if you get really seriously hurt, no, how are
yeah,
you going to play through it?
right. No,
So
I love that
honestly,
idea. I'm I'm
the
totally on
injury
board.
I don't think the injury timeouts do very much in general. Like, what can they really do in 10 minutes? They can tape it. Like, if you have an injury, like, what do they come out? They do when they tape
Yeah,
it?
I
Like,
mean these
that's what you always
massages don't
see.
really do anything.
What?
Come on, like these massages don't really do anything.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I sit in a massage chair and I'll feel better for like 5 minutes while I'm doing the massage, and then afterwards it's my ache is right back. It does nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
it's no,
I
I
can't be
actually really like
what injuries, like, what tennis injuries are like treatable things? I mean, I guess there are like, it's tough because there are like random things that are like treatable and like I don't know, like I guess if like a guy got hit in the head with the ball and was like potentially concussed, I'd want that to get checked out. Like, which is why I guess I like theoretically like the umpire stoppage is like a last resort where the umpire can, if there's a
right.
yeah, where like
So you
if it's
get
like a
two
clear
for a 3-set match. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. Because
Okay.
usually, like one would be for the bathroom. Usually in a match, right? You could argue that you'll need one for the bathroom. It's pretty reasonable,
Yeah.
and and one for like for injury would be the idea. And then if you decide even further stuff, you decide even further
Right.
stuff.
And then you add one more if it's a best of 5.
Yeah, because
Right.
usually for best of 5, they have 2 bathroom breaks.
Right. Right. And then you could utilize that bathroom break for something else
Right.
if you want, for
If you
coaching,
want, yeah,
for yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I like that. I like that because then there's this distinct amount of stoppages that they can use, and like there's no bending rules to change momentum, and like it happens way too much. It's just ridiculous.
right. And there's none of this like garbage about the bathroom break stuff anymore. It's like
Yeah, I know. But well, I mean, so back to the Rune match, like that's hence the difference in our power rankings. Like Rune was
yeah.
number 2 and Rude was what, like number 7 or 8,
I
and
had him at 9. You had him at 7
yeah,
or 8. I have him at 9. Like, I think that's
that's
the
the gap.
that's
That's the
yeah.
gap.
So I don't really feel like I learned a whole lot in that match.
Yep,
It was good to see Rude play good for a set and a half. I thought that
it
was some of
was.
the best tennis we've seen from him since in a long time, in
Yeah.
6 to 8 months. And I guess it shows there's a chance for him to get back there. He played really well against Baez too, I thought, but
He still has a lot
but
of work
like
to do to maintain that
he's
consistency.
got to maintain that though. He's got to
Like
maintain that across.
he's struggling to maintain that consistency in a match, like let alone like 6 or 7
Yeah,
matches,
yeah,
So he has a lot of work to do, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, betting wise, it was really good. Like I had the -2 and I had the
yeah.
12.
My 2 bets came in for this.
Yeah.
We copied each other on this. I
Right.
mean, or
Yeah.
I think I had the Rune money line. I think you might have had him over 12.5, right?
Right. I had the over
Yeah,
12 and a
but
half
both
and
came in.
-2.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And how about the Medvedev Tsitsipas match, which was kind of a weird match due to all the, the differences in like all the rain delay stoppages and stuff. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't have as many thoughts here. Like, it's a good win for Medvedev. It's a good win. Honestly, I didn't see much of the back end because after the rain delay, I didn't really see too much. So I only saw the first few games that were pre-rain delay. But I thought I don't know. Looking at the match statistically, like maybe it
There
was
were
the
way
better
more
player.
breaks in the second set. You know, like I
What?
think
There were more breaks. Yeah, what, 3 in the second set?
something like that. Tsitsipas was up a break, I believe, and then
Medvedev broke back and then broke him at 5 or
right,
5 all, right?
he won the last 4 sets of the tournament 7-5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you know, like I think my takeaway from this match is sometimes we have to kind of we talked about this like earlier in the clay court season, like just scrap the surface a little bit, like you know, kind of eliminate that as a factor and just kind of bet who the better tennis player is because Medvedev is the better tennis player, you know, and I think like if you can get plus money on a better tennis player, even if it's his unpreferred surface, I would kind of back that in a way.
Depends, right? Like there's definitely like I think Medvedev is playing. I mean, obviously the takeaway is that Medvedev is playing decently well on clay, right? Like
Yeah.
that. Like he's now got the 2 big wins to kind of back up the.
He's number 2 in my power rankings now. Like
So I haven't moved him. Actually, I haven't moved. I had him at 5. I've moved him to 4. I've moved him above Rublev.
You moved him past Rublev, but still
Yeah.
below Tsitsipas.
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah. I guess. Although actually, if they're gonna play right now, he probably should be ahead because Tsitsipas hasn't looked great either.
And you still have Rune over him when
I still have Rune over him pretty easily. Yeah, or not easily, but I have.
Are you?
I have Rune, Medvedev, and Tsitsipas all really close now. I have Rune number 2. Tsitsipas Medvedev now is really close. Like 5-5 is not a beatdown.
Okay, but I think he has a mental edge right now going into Roland Garros. I think just his overall form, like he's been the second best player in the world for sure. Like there's not even a question about that.
Over Rune?
No, over Alcaraz. Like just holistically.
Right, no. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So I agree with you. But the second, well, sorry, I agree with you. Alcaraz is number 1. I think it's close between Medvedev and Rune. Remember, Rune killed Medvedev? Monte Carlo, Barcelona.
It was 2 and 3, but I'm not weighing that quite as much just because of like that late finish with Zverev the day before and like.
But the same thing happened here. The same thing happened here with Medvedev Tsitsipas.
Well, I'm putting Medvedev over Rune for that fact. You know?
Okay. I mean, I'm not. We'll talk more about that when we talk about the match itself. But
I just think he's just so much better tactically as well. And she's just more complete as a tennis player, you know, and physically too. Like if physically Rune breaks down a little bit, like Medvedev in a best of 5 match, there are no issues. Like he can play for days. And
yeah, a best of 5. I agree, man. In a best of 3, it's still Rune to me. In a best of 5,
I'll give you
potential Rune breaking down issues. Yeah, I mean, you got a point there.
And just tactics. Like so Medvedev clearly made some adjustments from that Monte Carlo match, you know? Like
maybe, but I guess we'll just go into Rune Medvedev because it's kind of all the same topic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Rune only served 48% for serve percentage. That's really not good, especially against Medvedev, who's a guy who I think you should be serving 70 to 80% for serve because you can't ace Medvedev on clay. Like in Rome, in those conditions, you're not going to ace Medvedev. Like I think Medvedev only gets ace like 1 out of every 50 points on clay. Yeah, it's something insanely low. He's like almost unaceable. So like if you can't ace him anyways, why are you only making 50% of your first serves? Like we talked about this in one of the tournaments before where Kachanov I thought did a really good job. I think it was Indian was one of the slow hardcourt tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
But where Kachanov actually did a good job of serving, like not serving big first serves, but making his first serve and placing it decently well. Not for aces because you're not going to ace Medvedev anyways, but making him move and like setting up, like establishing that you'll set up, premier,
like plus ones.
What?
Like serve plus ones.
Like plus ones, but like just better position in the rally.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought that I just don't see why you're serving 48% against Medvedev. I just don't see the benefit of going big on the first serve against Medvedev. I just don't like. You're not going to ace him anyway, so like And then if you have to hit second serves, like that's obviously way worse than hitting first serve. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would really like to me and Medvedev with where he stands, he's gonna give you like if you make your first serve, especially if you can place it and make him move, you're gonna get like the advantageous position in the rally to start. So like let him stand back there, let him make the return, and just set up your and not necessarily your +1 for a winner, but set up your +1 to start like moving him around and playing the point and look to play a rally, 3-4 balls, get in and finish the point that way.
Well, that's actually what I've noticed about Tsitsipas and Rune. Like they kind of played undisciplined tennis because they were looking to serve and win the point right on the next shot. Like either come in right away or just basically just serve and come in, right? Whereas
I mean, that's a lot of Tsitsipas's game. Rune, I'll agree with you on. But that's a lot of Tsitsipas's game is to serve +1, get into net, finish the point. Like he does that against a lot of guys.
He was trying to do it too quickly. I feel like you should serve and use that shot to make progression and then hit a big forehand and then come in. More so because like Medvedev is so good at placing those returns, especially on the backhand side. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I also like the idea of serving Medvedev's forehand a lot more too.
I totally agree. He's not nearly as good as placing the return on the forehand. Like the backhand he can put on a dime. You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, plus when you serve the forehand, it gives you the option to either jerk him wider to the forehand, which I think is like Medvedev moves amazingly well side to side. I agree with you. But it still is tennis. And like you're still better off moving him than you are like letting, like you still want to move him off the court. And that's the one way to actually like you have to come in behind it. That's the key against Medvedev. You have to come in behind it when you move him off the court. But like that, because like that's the thing Medvedev too is like a lot of times when he gets the ball back when he's out of position, he just gets it back. Like he'll hit some ridiculous winners, but a lot of times he'll just get it back when he's in trouble. Which like isn't a bad strategy, but especially if you're not willing to come in. So I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I thought Rune would do better. Obviously, I mean, it was a sad day for me on betting because on both those matches I lost. We had the super over and we had Tsitsipas over 12.5. If those would have come in, Tsitsipas would have won one of the two sets, but he didn't, so that was sad. And then I had Rune -0 in the final. I actually thought he was a better chance to run away with this set than Medvedev.
Yeah, I had the Rune money line. I also had the Rune over 12.5 here. To me, like I like betting the 12.5s, especially in kind of close matchups, because like I clearly thought Rune would win, but like again, Medvedev is like if he loses, he's gonna get to 5 in a set, like it's gonna be close.
Yeah, so
you get slightly better odds on that. So that was my rationale behind that play, but just wasn't to be.
Yeah, I mean it's but I mean good for Medvedev. Excited, cool, good for him. He won a title in play. I think this is his first play title of any type.
Going back to Tsitsipas, there was that post from Vanch on the timeline that I retweeted, which I agreed with regarding like his parents and his family just kind of like getting into his head and like
I don't know.
You look too much into it, or
no, I don't. I mean, I don't.
Like there was a picture of him kind of like hunched over, like on his chair, like hands.
Yeah, but nobody says anything when he's winning, right? Like when he's successful and it's working, like nobody says anything, right? So that's kind of my takeaway from that is that like, I guess if you want to say like it could help to diversify and to bring in more people to help but his dad, he's had people on his team. Like his team is not just his dad. So I don't really think like I don't know. I would think he'd be able to.
Well, his mom is there now too.
I would think he'd be able to put that aside. Like I would think we would have put that aside in play. Like I would think it would have come up with like I don't think he would have made it here and then all of a sudden now it's a problem. Like.
Okay, that's fair. I think it's getting to him a little bit. Like I can't imagine playing tennis. Like just playing tennis alone is hard. And having like both my parents berate me in 2 different languages, like my mom in Korean and my dad in Russian, like I would be an absolute mental head case.
Yeah, but you wouldn't make it to the. My point is, you wouldn't make it to top 5 in the world, then, right? Like, then that would prevent you from
Okay.
making it. You know what I mean? That would keep you, from making it, right? Like,
Okay. Fair. Fair
and,
point.
like, did we say that? Did we say that this was a problem when he lost the Australian Open final to Djokovic and played decently well and lost 3 tough sets? No.
Yeah, but I think his mom only comes to the European events.
I think it's more because like people just don't like his family, which is like fine. Like I don't like his
Okay.
family either particularly, and like don't probably like, and I don't think Tsitsipas is that well liked either. So like I think it's more like you're looking for reasons to like not like the situation, and so
Fair.
like they're giving you some ammo, so you're taking it.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah, he probably just needs to work on his backhand and his slice a little
Yeah,
more.
that was Tidbit's reply, and I think that's probably
That's
that's
probably
probably what I
well,
would.
I agreed with that reply too.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah, it just seems like mentally, I don't know. He's a little like he gets frazzled a little bit, like at points in matches, like, and I feel like that was Medvedev was the mentally stronger player there. Like that's also my takeaway, from that match.
yeah, but I think Medvedev's the mentally stronger player. Like I think he's one of this 5, and I think actually Tsitsipas is pretty mentally strong too. But I think that Medvedev's probably mentally stronger than anybody on the tour right now, except maybe Djokovic. When Djokovic is like playing well right now, maybe not so much because he's confidence a little bit shot right now. But like
Yeah, and
when
Alcaraz
Djokovic
is
is
better from a tennis standpoint, just a shot making, right? But mentally, who would you give the edge between those two?
definitely Medvedev, but I don't think Alcaraz is like a mental toughness. It's just tactics.
Okay. Well, Medvedev's tactics are second to none.
Yeah,
They're incredible.
yeah.
But mental toughness is not just tactics, right? It's also like
No, but I think like they're definitely related. Like if you don't have good mental toughness, you're not going to have good tactics.
okay. All right. I'd probably give a slight edge to Medvedev, but it's not big because like he has that propensity to or like that tendency to start whining and stuff like that. And that goes that's a point in Alcaraz's direction, like
Oh, yeah, I actually, I'm saying yeah, I'm gonna go both ways on this because like I think that like in terms of like Medvedev tends to whine when he can get away with it and not it doesn't cost him the match. Have you noticed that?
yeah, he
Like it
doesn't
seems
do
like
it
he
against
whines.
top guys. He does it against lower
It's
rank.
not even that. It's like he does it when he's like struggling and like losing a set to a lower rank guy. But like a set doesn't cost you the match. And then like when he has to like come when it's like time to win
Right.
the match, he like decides he's gonna be a tough guy.
And it's always when something bad happens. Like Medvedev was up a break and then he got broken back at 4-all. And then all of a sudden he starts whining about the rain when I think it was raining at the same level for the last like 3 games.
Yeah.
It's just he does it when something bad happens. Like,
But it doesn't seem to like lately it hasn't cost him matches and he rebounds. Um he's like Fokina. It's similar like what Fokina does when like Fokina gets all sad and slumpy, but like he responds pretty quickly.
yeah, he does. But yeah, that's true. So I think against like Alcaraz or Djokovic, he's not going to be doing that. Right. Because I think he does it like he does it against Zverev all the time because he knows that it will get into Zverev's head. Right. I
That could
think
be true too. Yeah,
he
that could be
sometimes
true
does it
too.
against Tsitsipas because I think he knows it's going to get into Tsitsipas's head.
I
Like,
think there might be something to that.
yeah,
There might be something to that.
like when Kyrgios was doing his antics, it really got to Tsitsipas's head at Wimbledon last year,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I think like Medvedev's kind of copying that. Like he knows he's kind of childish in that way, whereas Alcaraz doesn't give a crap, right? Like Rune also, he kind of did he do that today? But I think everything was kind of going in Medvedev's favor, right? So he didn't really need to.
There was, yeah. I mean, it was pretty much. I mean, Rune was up a break in the second set.
I feel like he respects Rune's game way more than he respects Tsitsipas's game. Because like I think Rune beat him down in Monte Carlo, so like he kind of
Yeah,
his antennas were up and like he didn't think he could
and I
afford
think
to
on
do
clay
that.
actually that Rune is the better player in a best of 3. I still do. I think in a best of 5, maybe you have a point because Rune does have Rune has shown the at least potential to break down, right, in the past, if not a tendency. So,
Well, to me, that's something to keep an eye on with Medvedev. Like, is he going to have those kind of antics, like in a matchup where he thinks it's going to get to the opponent? Like, is he also using that as a gamesmanship tactic?
Medvedev, he might be, yeah.
So, yeah. All right. I mean, so my power rankings in the top right now is Alcaraz 1, Medvedev 2, Rune 3, Tsitsipas 4, Rublev 5. That's my top 5. Djokovic 6.
Yeah, so I'm gonna flip Rublev and Medvedev.
Okay.
And I think other than that, I'll leave it as is. I think that like I still need a little bit more out of Medvedev to put him above Tsitsipas or Rune. I feel pretty confident in putting, again, best of 5. It's different, and then I have to really rethink all 3 of them. But I feel pretty good about that with Rune in a best of 3. Because who else has Medvedev lost to this year on clay besides Rune?
He lost to Karatsev in Madrid.
That's right, yeah. Which was a weird match, and Karatsev was playing great that week.
He didn't play Barcelona.
That's it.
That's it.
But his best win, when we talked about on the last pod, right? His best win up until then had been Zverev. So, right. and he had dropped, I guess only a couple of sets at each tournament, but like he's actually only one other set that in match that he won at Monte Carlo, and he lost a set to Shevchenko in Madrid. Again, it's a weird turn with the altitude, but like I don't know.
But to me, like, okay, so those are our clay court power rankings. What about our like Roland Garros top 5? Like,
it's tough, right? It's going to be the same 5 dudes.
No, I'm putting Djokovic in there. There's no way I can leave Djokovic out, even with his poor form.
I can.
Really?
Yeah, because like, if you ask me right now, yeah, because like I don't think Djokovic. Like, I think Djokovic needed to do better in Rome. Like, I think he needed wins in Rome.
Yeah, but it's best of 5. He has a little bit more time. He's going to play kind of worse opponents early rounds.
Yeah, I guess he could potentially get some warm-up matches in Roland Garros itself.
Yeah. And he just has to kind of work his way into the tournament. Like, if he gets past the first 3 rounds, like, he's only going to be playing those top guys like later in the event, right? So if he gets there, which he should, I don't know. Like, to me, I put still Alcaraz 1, Medvedev 2, but Djokovic goes up to my number 3. Like, if we consider best of 5 and Grand Slams and all that. So it's
okay.
And then I put Tsitsipas at 4, Rune at 5, and Rublev is 6.
Okay.
So yeah,
I mean, I can see it, right? If you're basing it based off of previous success, it depends on how you weight the different factors, right? Like, I'm looking at it like I'm looking at it like I'm not high on Djokovic right now given his form. I'm weighting it pretty heavily because like this is about as bad as he's ever looked.
Yeah, this is on par with like the 18 Djokovic who lost
to
Cecchinato and Istomin, those guys, and Query. Yeah. He's on par with that. Like he's looking bad. So I see where you're coming from as well. It's just I'm kind of weighing the fact that he's going to have some quote unquote warm up matches in Roland Garros. So. But again, if we got to see the draw. Like my power rankings might change based on the draw if he has some tough early round matches. Like if he has to play like a Yannick Hanfmann early rounds, like that's not good. So. All right, well that's good.
I think that wraps up Rome, right? So we can move on to the tennis coming up this week.
Yeah.
So first tournament on the docket is we've got a 250 in Geneva. So we'll go back to that 250 life, which I actually kind of like the 250s.
I do too.
The tournament's already underway, Geneva. The qualifying's done, and Eubanks beat Benoit Paire today, 7-6-3. Cecchinato beat Shelton in a match. I know, Manny, you had a bet on that, the over, which, I mean, it came in. I don't know that I necessarily liked the bet, but it did come in. Just because.
I also cashed my same game parlay of Cecchinato money line plus the over.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive. I mean, that's because that basically was a 2-1 Cecchinato.
Yeah.
That's what it ended up being. So, tournament is at altitude, so that's something important. I think it's 400 meters. You said, Manny,
something like that. Yep.
I think Cam Norrie won this tournament last year. He beat Sousa in the final, right? I think this is the one where Sousa made a final last year.
That's right.
So, like, that's my overall message for these tourneys. Like, you've got to be really careful, man. Like, this is a really weird tourney.
Are we doing Geneva first or Lyon first?
What?
Geneva is the one at altitude.
Yeah.
So, no, Geneva, Casper Ruud won last year, and he beat João Sousa.
He beat Sousa. You're right. Yeah, it wasn't. It was Ruud beat Sousa. But I guess that's my overall tournament. Like, my overall takeaway for it. Like, this one is an especially weird tournament because it's at altitude. At 1,200, so about 400 meters altitude, 1,230 feet. Tack on that you have, it's the week before a slam, and it's just a weird. It's a weird tournament.
I know, but like, how many guys, if we look at this draw, are really kind of treating this as a warm-up tournament, and if they lose, won't be that disappointed?
So Ruud.
But Ruud came here and played the week before the slam and won this event last year. And who knows, like, that may have propelled him to make the final. Like, if he's signing up,
it doesn't mean they're not, right? But it doesn't mean it's like a who knows. I mean, I guess this could be another Ruud Vulture spot.
I mean, I wouldn't back him at the price, given he's like just I think a minus 250 to win this event.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, plus 250. All right, so let's go through the draw. So Ruud is the 1 seed. He's going to play the winner of Hugo Dellien and JJ Wolf.
All right.
Nico Yari against Lajovic, which is actually pretty interesting first round match.
It is for a first round match. I'll buy that.
And then you got Travaglia against Greek Spore. So that's that quarter. Is there anyone you see winning this quarter besides Ruud?
No. I mean, I would completely. I don't even know what price I would have to actually like. This might be one where you like try to find like an interesting try to find like an interesting take like a low, like a guy with a high price and hit it, because like what about Travaglia? Like, he's not good, but like, I don't know, like,
yeah, plus 2,800.
Yeah, like it's such a high price, and like, are any of these like he's got? I mean, he's not. Is he playing the French? Like, what? Why is he? Why do we? I don't think it was good enough to make.
Qualified.
What? He couldn't even get
qualified to this event.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He couldn't even qualify. He couldn't even play. So he's a qualifier. So he's been on the courts, but yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's been on the courts. He's been playing a lot. He's just
like, it would just be a pure price play, right? And saying like, okay, can he beat? Like, Greek Sport hasn't looked that great, and like,
I think Greek Sport's coming off an injury.
You're right. Yeah,
he got injured against Munar and didn't play Rome.
Yari's kind of an interesting play here. What is Yari to win this quarter?
You're not getting that good of a price, plus 550.
That's not bad. I mean,
I actually prefer Lajovic. Like, I have a single bet on Lajovic against Yari tomorrow. even though it's at altitude, like Yari lost first round in Madrid, I believe. He just
Where did he
likes
lose to
South
Madrid?
American clay courts. Yeah, he lost to Safiullin first round in Madrid.
Yeah, let me see what the weather. Weather's not going to be warm here, right?
Not really.
I'm sure it's not going to be warm. The highs are in the 70s all week, 60s and late. Yeah, you're right. This is the Yari week. You're right. Good call on that.
So Yari's been really bad. Like this
Yeah, no, this is not a
entire
Yari week.
no. And Lajovic is a good clay quarter. I mean, he didn't do well in Rome, but I think that was more due to
I
fatigue.
guess that's why I come back to maybe throwing like a tiny bit on Travaglia as like a crazy bet because like he gets Greek Spore, and then like I don't really trust Yari or Lajovic, and then he probably ends up having to play Casper Ruud, and it's like, how bad does Casper Ruud like want to vulture another 250?
Yeah, the problem is that there's no like if Rude basically has a shoe in the quarterfinal because he's going to destroy either of those guys, Delian or Wolf.
Right.
Right. So if he had a potential tougher matchup in round of 16, I'd see where you're going. But the fact that Travaglia is like almost certainly going to have to play Rude in the quarterfinals, I don't like it.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I don't trust Travaglia enough.
I mean, I don't trust Travaglia either. There's nothing with trust.
Right.
It
It's
has to be
just a
28 to
price play,
1.
but like I'm just saying,
Yeah.
he
Like,
has
what
to
is Travaglia
win.
against Greek Spore in the first round? What's the odds on that?
It's a good question.
You're probably better off just playing a rollover on money line bets if you like my Travaglia play, my pure price play.
Right. Yeah. Geneva plus
Problems are so many.
172.
What?
Plus 172 for Travaglia to beat Greek Spore.
Yeah, I mean, and is he that much worse? So then maybe the right play is, but see, you can probably still do better rolling over because like that Rude match will probably be like, what do you think? What do you think Travaglia is against Rude in a hypothetical matchup? Like
Oh,
you get like
plus
plus 500 or
850.
something. Plus it what?
Plus 850.
I think it's yeah. If you think it's that much, you're better off just rolling it over,
Yeah.
just playing a rollover. So I don't think I have a play here.
Me neither.
I have no interest in Rude.
No,
What is the
absolutely not.
price there to win the
To
quarter?
win the quarter. Back to that to scroll this much. It shows how many matches there are this week. Minus 135 to win the quarter.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's you know what, minus 135 on Rude.
Not terrible, actually.
I might actually hit that. That's not terrible. He's gonna beat Delian or Wolf, and then
Just one
Rude,
match.
yeah, and then Rude does like to win 250s. Like that's kind of his thing.
Yeah, and he's defending champion here. I think he likes the
Yeah.
submissions.
I mean, like nobody should like I think I might hit that. Because like nobody else, it's like he's playing like kind of okay
But to
tennis.
be honest, I prefer Lajovic to win the quarter here at plus 500. Because to me, I think he beats Yari. And if he beats Yari, he should play Rude in that quarterfinal.
Should he should.
You're getting plus 500. And I think Lajovic should be only against Rude in this kind of form. I think he should be like a plus 180, plus 190 against Rude. Maybe
I was
plus
gonna say the
200.
same thing, something closer to 200.
Yeah,
But even then, you're better off taking your rollover because he's got to win 3 matches, and you think he's 1 out of 3 to beat Rude.
true.
Like,
What if
I
I
think
wait for him to beat Yari and then I can get him to win the quarter at like plus 300?
that's your better. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, I mean, or just wait. I mean, or just wait for him to play Rude in the quarters and just hit your money line then. To be honest,
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
like you know what I mean, like, or just keep
That's-
hitting. Yeah, or just hit. I mean, if you like him in all these matches, just roll over. Just roll like play the money line against Lajovic. Get the second round out if you want, and then play the money line against Rude on like a 2-leg rollover or something. I don't know. I just don't. Yeah,
Right.
I think that's the. I mean, because if you look at it, like he did. I mean, so we're talking Lajovic up, but he did just lose 4-1 to Borges in Rome.
I
Different
agree with that,
conditions,
but
no altitude, but
that's a thing.
like
I'm not looking too much into that. I'm looking more into the fatigue spot. And now he's had a full week and a half to rest because he had a tough run prior to that.
I don't know. I mean, Banja Luka was 3 weeks before that. Remember, because Madrid was a 2-week Masters.
Okay, that's fair.
So he had a full 2 weeks off. What?
He did play a lot of tennis.
In Banja Luka.
Yeah, okay.
Like I don't know, and I don't know. He had a full week off, right? He had a full week off in between. Yeah, he had a full week off.
Yeah.
Still. So this is
all right.
This isn't a great tournament to bet, but I think my play there is Rude to win that quarter. It might be minus 150.
Minus 135.
Yeah, I mean it's 2 matches. He's got to win.
Yeah, and the first match is a piece of cake.
And it's a guy, and it's like a guy like Rude is actually like if you're looking for a guy who might actually want to win this 250 for no reason, it would be Rude.
Yeah.
And
he's won it the last 2 years.
Yeah. So what is he to win the whole tournament?
Plus 250.
That's not bad, to be honest. Like I'm looking at the bottom half. We can get into it, but like we'll go through the draw.
All right, let's go through the draw.
Next quarter is Zverev is the 3rd seed. You got Eubanks. He beat Pair today. I talked about that before. Wu and Huesler's a first round match. Winner of that plays Cecchinato. That's the second quarter. Those 7 guys now down to 5. What does Cecchinato win this quarter? That's interesting to me.
I did play that. That is plus 1,000. 10-1.
Right now, that seems amazing.
I think that's a no-brainer. You got
That's a no-brainer. That is like that should be like. I mean, what should that be like?
He should be second favorite to win that quarter.
100%. It should be 3-1 or 4-1.
I agree totally. That's our bet of the week.
Yeah, that's my bet of the week. That's absolutely a dead. You have to smash that.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's gonna win, right? Like I still think actually Zverev is a favorite.
Oh, you know what? It's a book error.
Is it really?
It's a book error because Bet365 has that at plus 260.
Well, but that's usually not their book errors. Usually their book errors are like they're missing a 0 or something. So I think this one is just like it could be that they forgot to update it after the Shelton win. But I think this is just like a no, you know what? I think I think it's like in between. I think they forgot to update after the Shelton win, is I think what happened.
Possible.
Because if you look at him to win the term, he's a 16.
Right. That's true.
Which would be like a 4 or something like that, right? Like a 4 something to win the quarter, assuming that all 4. But yeah.
But I think it's a no-brainer. You got to hit that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all over that. Otherwise, what does Zverev to win the quarter?
Minus 135, which I hate.
You hate that?
I do.
Plays Eubanks. Eubanks and then Cecchinato, Yibing Wu, or Huesler. Like, I think I'm going to hit that too as a hedge. And I'll root for Cecchinato, but like.
Yeah, but Huesler beat Zverev in Davis Cup. Attacking every second serve.
Was that on clay?
No, but it was like on kind of a slowish hard court.
Yeah, clay's different though. Huesler can't like.
Okay, fair.
Well, this is at altitude, and that's why Cecchinato is not as good of a pick like as he would be like if this was like Rome. So you do have to keep that in mind. But I still think like
Well, I think Husler actually has a okay chance because it's an altitude. Like he likes altitude.
and it's home country, right? So he should get some backing from the home crowd.
Right.
Um,
But
but
Cecchinato should
Zverev,
be
like, but you know what? I'm not hitting Zverev because also to me, Zverev is a guy in this tournament. Like, who knows if he really wants to be here at all? This
exactly.
could be a straight
That's
appearance fee
true.
move from him.
Right.
Like I mean, I wouldn't think he'd really care much about an appearance fee at this point. He has enough money, but like, I mean, I don't know, man. This smells, or it smells like I want one warm-up match. I want to be out, or two matches I want to
Right.
be out. Like,
I actually think he is Rude is a better bet to kind of want to be there than Zverev.
yeah, I think it's very yeah.
Oh,
To me, I'm on Cecchinato here,
yeah.
and I think Cecchinato could use the points. He's never really been that highly ranked or had that much money, so I think that like Cecchinato could use the points.
Yeah.
All right, third quarter
Third quarter, we got Zapata Morales.
against
He
Vitaly
certainly wants to
Sachko.
be there. Against
What?
Vitaly Sachko. Zapata definitely wants to be there. He wants to be at every tournament.
Yeah,
Sarah Dusic against O'Connell. You got Rincon against Baena, and then you got Dimitrov in that quarter. So, this quarter I really had no idea how to play. I think
yeah. I don't
Dimitrov.
like any of these guys.
I think Dimitrov is
Dimitrov,
a
I don't know if he
guy.
wants to be here.
Right.
Um,
Dimitrov is plus 130. Zapata's plus 325 to win the quarter. O'Connell plus 450. Baena at plus 450. Sarah Dusic at 1400. Rincon at 1800. And Sachko at 1800.
what's O'Connell? I don't know, man.
O'Connell's 450. He might be the play. I think he's the best value.
This might be a pure stay away.
Yeah. I don't
Because
really
like the
like.
problem here, this is a pure stay away. Because like the problem is right is if Dimitrov wants to be here, like he destroys all these guys. But like all these guys, like I don't know, like it's a problem because like I would like so Zapata is kind of interesting, but the line's not great on him. I think RCB is interesting, but like this is not a great place for RCB. I don't think the altitude really helps him, and it's cooler, which I don't think helps him. Um, like it's not a bad spot for Dimitrov if he wants to be there, but does he really want to be there? I mean, why?
I don't think altitude helps Zapata or Baena.
No,
So
no.
I think the best play is O'Connell, but it's not good enough. I would need plus like 550 or better.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I'm staying away.
I mean, one of the qualifiers is kind of interesting, but those guys are all just at a lower level. That's why they qualified. It's why they're not even good enough to qualify for a Grand Slam qualies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Anyone who's a qualifier this week in these 250s, like that's not good.
it means they're a true challenger level player.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm staying away here.
Rincon is kind of fun. He's a little bit of a prospect, but like
Yeah.
I don't know if that means he's gonna beat Baena, Dimitrov, and somebody else to make the
I
quarter
don't think so.
semis, but
Yeah.
all right. And then the last quarter is Manarino Krajinovic in a kind of an interesting matchup in round one. Pella and Ivashka, Bublik and Yaron, and then Fritz is on the bottom as a bye. I don't know, man. There's a lot of I mean, I don't know, man. Like
I
there's
don't like
nobody I
anything
like
here
here.
either.
Like there's nobody at all. I mean, what is the price on your own?
Plus 900. Are you
No,
really asking me that? Are you really
no.
thinking about betting him to win 3
I was
matches?
asking the price, hoping it was like something insane, like 20 to 1 or something, or 30 to 1.
You're not
Like,
even getting 20 to 1 on Monterino.
yeah.
So no, I
What
don't
is Fritz?
minus 125, but he's actually
No.
struggled since
Yeah, no.
Munich.
What is Bublik
Plus 900.
to win the quarter?
If I'm going anywhere, that's the guy. The question is, like, I'd rather bet him match to match because I want to see what his mental state is. Like, I like him against Giron tomorrow, which we'll get more into. But
Yeah.
like, I think altitude also will help his serve. Like, no one's returning his serve at altitude here besides Fritz. Fritz is another guy who might want to be getting to Roland Garros.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
so I don't like the value there. So I think Bublik is the only play if you want to play someone, but it's not good enough because of his clowning tendencies.
I agree. I
So,
agree. And like Manarino's not great on clay, any clay. And
mhm.
the outfit I don't think really helps Manarino with that flat ball.
Right.
Um,
Krajinovic, don't bet him on any futures because of his compete level.
yep.
Yeah, and the other guys kind of speak for itself.
Yeah, I mean, can't really. I mean, what is Ivashka?
Vashka's been bad though. He is plus 650. That's a
Ew,
joke.
ew. That's not like
He
he actually could lose to Pella.
could. He could.
I can't believe Pella's wasting a protected ranking here.
Yeah, I know.
Like, why? Like, you couldn't find a better spot to use your PR.
Well, Geneva's beautiful. Like, has that nice lake.
Well, you know what? And then like,
Lemon.
you know what? But from a tennis perspective, like maybe this is a good move. Like it's gonna be like a field full of guys who don't really want to be there.
Right. He could take
Like maybe
advantage
this
of
isn't a
how much
bad time
courts.
to waste a PR and try to make a run to it. I mean, a semi is still 90 points.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, geez, I could see Pella making a run here. Like you get Ivashka in the first round. I mean, that's a good section, and then you got,
Yes.
you know, and then you got. I mean, that's just a really good quarter. Like it's a really good quarter for Pella, but I just don't trust Pella.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he lost to Shapovalov in Miami and then only played Rome in clay.
well, he can't get into
That's
any tournaments
impressive.
because he has to use PRs, right?
Right. Right.
And he has a limited number of those. So,
Yeah. True. Yeah, I mean, how about like in terms of winning quarter here? So the third quarter has the best price at plus 400. You got Dimitrov, Baena, O'Connell, and Zapata in that quarter. Second
what's
quarter
the
at plus
price in the
one
first quarter or
plus
on the third quarter?
160, but
Sorry,
that's plus 160, but that's the root quarter.
it's got Cecchinato in there though too, or not Cecchinato? It's got yeah, it is the root
Yeah,
quarter.
the
Yeah, it's the root
second
quarter,
quarter
nothing
you got
else.
Cecchinato and Zverev and
Yeah.
Husler. And then the fourth quarter you got, we just talked about it, Bublik, Fritz, Monterino. So I actually think the fourth quarter is the least likely to win.
Yeah, I don't like the fourth quarter at all. So throw that out,
Yeah.
which leaves you the first, second, and third quarters.
And the third quarter has the best price at plus 400 to win the event. You're basically talking Morales, O'Connell, Baena, and Dimitrov. The fact that you have four kind of respectable guys kind of makes me want to hit that at plus 400.
Yeah, what is the outright on Rude? 250?
Yeah.
Tempted to just hit that and nothing else. Like obviously the stuff we talk about, I'll hit O'Connell or I'll hit Cecchinato in the quarter as well. But like
Yeah.
I'm tempted to hit the Cecchinato quarter and hit the root outright and nothing else. I actually think the root outright at 250 is a pretty good deal here. Like there's nobody else. So we did our power rankings top 20, right? We both had root in the top 10, and nobody else here we had in our top 10, in our top 20. Unless you kept, did you keep Zverev or did you pull him out?
I pulled him out. Or I
So
think he might
then
be at 20.
what?
I either pulled him out or he's at 20.
Yeah. So like either way, there's it's like if Rude I mean, if Rude wants this event, it's there for the taking almost.
Yeah. I can't do it because I'm sticking with my Live quarter futures.
Okay.
So, but I see what you're saying. I don't think it's a bad play by any means. So, all right. So that does it for Geneva futures. Let's go.
Well, actually, can we go back?
Yeah.
What is the Like, there's usually some bets on qualifiers and wild cards. What are those sitting at?
Wild card to reach a final is plus 220. Who are the wild cards here? Benoit Paire, who lost already. Oh,
You get Zverev and Dimitrov. That's why it's 220.
right.
But no, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
What is the
Unseeded.
qualifier? Unseeded
No,
finalist and even money, that might be really good. That might be really good.
you
Because,
got
like, look at the seeds. So there's Rude, who's a problem. Griekspoor's been injured and not great on clay. Zverev, does he want to be here? Shelton's gone. Zapata. Dimitrov, does he want to be here? And Fritz, does he want to be here? And Manarino, this is not a good spot for. Like, on that bottom half, I don't see, like, none of those seeds scare me on the bottom half. I mean, this, in my mind, the scariest seed in that bottom half might be Zapata.
Yeah, but I think O'Connell's a live dog in that match.
Yeah. And then, like, if Rude goes out in the top half, like, the other seeds there aren't that great. So I kind of think I like that bet. That's probably my third play here. That's probably my hedge on Rune or on Rubes, if
On
you
route to win the
will.
title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
Um. And then, is there a qualifier to reach the final bet here or
No,
not?
that's not up. That's
Okay.
not up. Yeah.
So that's what I got there.
Do you like the top half to win the title at minus 165? You're laying juice, but like you're talking about.
It's a lot of juice in a field that, like, without Rude, I don't really have an opinion on.
That's true. So better play the root outright at plus 250.
I
then.
think so. Because, like, if you pull Rude out of this draw, then it
Yeah.
just becomes a complete, like, pick a straw.
Right. Right. All right. Well, that does it for Geneva. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with previewing the Geneva first round matches, and then get into Lyon.
Lyon.
All right, we're back. So let's get into the Geneva first round matchups. So let's see here. Scroll down. All right. So tomorrow we got Yari and Lajovic. So I already kind of previewed my bet here. I'm going with the Lajovic money line at minus 105. Yari is a slight favorite here at minus 115. What are your thoughts here? The over-under is 23.
I think the over-under, like, I like the idea of playing. I mean, so Yari has not been good.
No.
And I think the altitude angle with Yari is probably a little overrated here.
I do too.
I think the heat is probably something that he probably prefers over that. He really, I mean, he was okay in Monte Carlo. He beat Korch in Monte Carlo and Popperin. That was a bad version of Korch, and it was Popperin who was, he's done better on clay than I thought he would, but he still hasn't been great. And since then he's 1-4 and he's had losses. Although, to be fair, so he's 1-4 in his last 5, but those losses are Tsitsipas 4-3, Cecchinato 4-4, Roman bad, or not Roman, Roman in 3, which is a bad loss, and Hoffman. Yeah. So, like, 3 of those 4 losses are not bad losses at all. So maybe Yari is underrated here. I mean, Lajovic did just lose to Nuno Borges. Jeez. I think I'm gonna go Yari here.
Really?
What's the
Contrarian
reset
play.
line here?
Reset line. Interesting. Reset line here is plus 125. It's not good.
No, no. Yeah, I might go Yari here. I mean, Lajovic.
How about do you like, will there be a tiebreak in the match at minus 115?
For how well Yari serves, he somehow hasn't had a whole lot of tiebreaks. He hasn't had a tiebreak in his last 8 matches.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would think that he would play a ton of tiebreaks, especially in altitude, but he doesn't. You're right. I don't know. I like the Lajovic money line. I just think I think the altitude play is overrated. It's not that warm, which Yari prefers. He's been not good this European clay swing.
But has he been that bad? I mean, like I said, so the losses, Vavasori in 3, not great. Beat Koric, beat Popperin, beat Trinjaliti, lost to Tsitsipas, Kachanov, Safula, and Hoffman. So, I get it. There's no win there that's exciting. But, there is
there's
a win
something
over Popperin, and there's
but
a
at
win
least
over
Lajovic won a tournament and he's been winning matches. I know that the loss to Borges was bad, but even though
Yari's got 3 wins on clay.
even though Yari's been losing to good opposition, when you haven't won a match in over a month, it's hard to build that confidence. You need some confidence just to kind of win a match.
He beat Trinjaliti in Barcelona.
It's a long time ago. It's over a month ago.
I guess that's the same. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a tough match.
You're staying away.
I'm tempted to bet Yari just to kind of so I feel like the popular opinion would go with Lajovic.
But he's a slight dog here, Lajovic. He's minus 105. Yari's minus 115.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty close to a pick 'em.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did anybody on Twitter call this match? Does anybody else have a thought here?
I didn't really look. I was kind of just going with my intuition here. I didn't see anything.
Yeah. Because that was my I guess my thought is interested to see what somebody else has to say. What does Tidbit say? Tidbit is always good to listen to. He definitely had some Geneva stuff. Nothing on this though.
Nothing on that. He's probably staying away there. Maybe he thinks the line is well set.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is a tough one, I think. I can see an argument either way. It's really how okay do you feel with Yari getting beat by good players versus Lajovic is running Banja Luka. And first round of Madrid he didn't win also. But he beat Kubler, who's a bad clay court guy, and we talked about Felix. And he needed a third set tiebreak to beat. I mean, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna stay away. I think actually, I think this is about as close to a coin flip match as it gets.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think there's two. The fact that we're making too many arguments for both sides tells me to stay away.
Yeah. Next match is Monterino and Krajinovic. So Monterino's plus 212 here. Krajinovic is minus 260. It's a 4-game spread. I'm staying away here.
I mean, I don't know, man. Krajinovic's wins on clay. All right, here's Krajinovic's wins this year. You've got full list of Krajinovic wins this year. You've got Sumit Nagal, Michael Mo, Aslan Karatsev, Roman Safulin, Jan Choinski, Frederico Gaio, Dominic Kepfer. That's the list.
That's it.
That is the list. There's nothing else on the list. Mannarino is miles better than any of those guys. The only guy who's even like close, even on clay, is Karatsev. And like, you're giving me plus 212 on Mannarino here? Like,
yeah, but has Mannarino won a match on clay this year?
He beat Alexander Lazarov in the Wireless Challenger in 3 sets. Like, I get it. Like,
Like, he can't play on clay. He just can't play on clay. I don't think he can move on clay. Like, he doesn't slide. And then his flat shots, it just kind of potentially.
And the altitude doesn't help him here. Like,
no, nothing helps.
1 and 2 to Montero in Rome. I don't know how you lose 1 and 2 to Montero. Like, you can't just get it to his backhand on your service.
I don't think I've beaten anyone 1 and 2 in my entire life.
I mean, right. Like, and I don't know how you would, like, because all they have to do when they're serving against you is just get it to your backhand, and like, how do you?
The only people I beat 1 and 2 are people who literally like can't hit more than 2 balls over the net, like
right
in a row. You know, like those are the people I beat 1 and 2. Yeah. No, So I agree with you on Krajinovic. Like, there's no way I'm playing the -4. There's no way. But then you just go over the Mannarino's chart, and it's just terrible. Like, I'm staying.
Mannarino's won a bunch of sets on clay this year. What is Mannarino to win a set? But then I go back. But see, this is what I'm thinking. Like, my thought on this match is basically like, Krajanovic's compete level is so low. Like, do you take the Mannarino money line because of that? Like, if you think Mannarino can take a set, like, when's the last time Krajinovic won a 3-set match? He beat Gaio and Choinski, and he actually has won some. Actually, most of his wins this year are 3, which is actually worse. The fact that he can't beat anybody in straights.
Yeah.
Like,
so to me, I would take it plus 212 Mannarino to win if this match was in Lyon, because then you don't have the altitude to worry about, and he gets the French crowd. In altitude and not at home, I'm not taking that.
What is Mannarino win a set? Just human
minus 130.
Oh,
yeah. No. You'd better off take 2.5, like over 2.5 sets at plus 150 then.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't, like. Oh, this is so tough. Like, the problem is 212 was actually a pretty good price. Like, I'm tempted to take it. Like,
taking it, okay.
I'm tempted. Like, I'm close. Like, I don't know, but I mean, but then you look at Mannarino, and yeah, you're right. He literally hasn't won a match on clay this year. But he came close in Bordeaux. He almost beat Ramos Vinolas.
Everyone comes close to beating Vinolas.
He won a set from Van Ash.
That doesn't tell me much.
He won a set from Gakov. Like, he's been making, I don't know. Like, at least you know Mannarino's going to come out there and compete. But it's probably a pure stay away. You also don't know, like, Mannarino's a pretty old guy, like, and he actually has had a pretty good career. You don't know how badly he needs, like, he feels like, I don't know how, and he is in the top 50 still and will be for a while because he won Winston-Salem this year.
Right.
Or last year. So, like, he may not really need to be here either.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. I mean, I think he likes playing tennis, you know, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I'm not playing this match. I'm not
I think
playing
you're
this
right. I
match.
think I'm gonna stay away. It's a sad stay.
Um,
We need to stay away.
how about Zapata Miralles against Sachko?
What is the Potamoros? Like a 4-game favorite?
4.5. Minus 325 on the money line. Over under is 21.
Do you know anything about that? I don't know anything about the Sachko guy.
I don't really know much either.
Well, Vitaly Sachko. I mean, I've heard of him, but I've never seen him play. Sachkov guy. Yeah, it's Vitaly Sachko. I've heard of him. I've seen him in draws, but I've never seen him play.
Is he a lefty?
He is a righty.
He's a righty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tennis abstract
it's not
tells
the
you
same.
that.
Not the same guy I'm thinking about. Maybe I'm
Uh,
thinking about Gakov.
yeah.
I just don't think Zapata should be a 4.5 game. Well, should he be a 4.5 game favorite against anyone? It is Clay though. Altitude doesn't necessarily help him that much though.
Yeah. For what it's worth, Sachko's only won 60% of his points on clay in the last 52 weeks. Sorry, 59%. Which means his serve is he's not like a serve first guy, right? Like
Mm-hmm. And he's only played challengers. He hasn't played any main
yeah.
draw matches. He did beat Marchenko and Alessandro Giannessi to make it here. Ooh,
What is Sachko to win a set?
I don't like that. But Sachko to win a set is only minus 105.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
That's not good enough. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking about laying the games. I initially thought, oh, should Zapata be a 4.5 game favorite against anyone? And now looking at it, I think he should beat him pretty easily. Because Sachko's ranked 282 in the world. He hasn't played a main draw match all year. And Zapata is a main he's a mainstay on the real tour, you know.
Yeah.
He's ranked out of the top 250.
Yeah.
And
Sachko. Yeah.
Zapata, like, so do you think Kubler is on the same level as a guy ranked out of the top 250 on
You know
clay?
what? I think you're right. I think you lay the games here on Zapata.
I mean, Zapata
Like,
beat Evans 3-2, and Evans is way better than
it's not just that.
Sachko.
Like, it's not just that. It's like but see, with the altitude, you don't want to lay games as much because the serve plays up a little bit, and even weak guys serves are going to play up a little bit, right? I'm probably just going to stay away.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, I don't think Sachko's serve is big enough where he's gonna win free points.
I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily the case, but what is how much juice do you have to lay at 4.5?
Minus 115.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm staying away.
Staying away? Okay, I'm laying games. I'm laying games. All right, next match is Rincon against Carballes Baena. RCB is minus 325. Rincon is a 4-game underdog. Over under is 21.5 here. I don't know, man.
Rincon did beat Montero in the qualies,
That's a good
and
win.
he beat Caruso, which isn't a bad win either. Caruso's seen better days, but that's not terrible. I mean, he's got to win over Taro Daniel in Madrid. But matchup wise, you got to think you like RCB against the kid,
Yeah.
right? He's just gonna get a lot of balls back. I think Rincon can be a little bit erratic if I remember right.
This is actually kind of similar to the Zapata match.
It is. It is. I think it's the right line. But man. I think I like laying the games here on RCB. Laying the game.
I prefer laying the games with Zapata. I think Rincon is a little bit more. He's a bigger prospect than Sachko.
He is. So it's an odd spot where I think like Rincon's more live, but I also think there's a chance. Like I also kind of like I like RCB better to like cover the spread.
Who do you weigh better higher, RCB or Zapata?
Oh, Zapata. But this is more about like style and matchup and like laying games for like specifically versus the money line. I think like there's a better like Rincon actually like it's a weird thing where I think 4.5 games like isn't the easiest thing for Zapata to cover with his lack of movement and with him being one dimensional. Although he does decently well on return games, but like it's a little hard for me at altitude to cover that 4.5. Whereas like with Baena's style, like if Rincon's playing bad, Baena will just make balls and it'll be like a beat down. Like there's no point, like Baena's not gonna give Rincon any free points.
But the only beatdown that Baena has laid out this entire clay court swing is Delian 2 and 3. And Delian's been really bad since the golden swing.
Yeah. Well, he gave Bernabe a beat down. That was in Miami, I guess, but I remember that match now. Yeah, you're right. Other than that, every match has been close.
So RCB doesn't beat down anyone easily. Like it's always a grind.
Yeah.
Even like a struggling Gofan was 4 and 4. You know, like and then all his wins in Marrakech were 3 sets, besides a retirement. Even against Cressy, it went 3 sets. That just tells me that, like, I don't know. I might even play Rincon plus the games.
I think I'm going to stay away from here, too. I'm going to stay away from a lot of matches this week. I'm going to stay away from. What's the over-under here?
21, I believe. 21 and a half.
Nah, too much. Yeah, I'm going to stay away.
Okay. I'm not betting this one. I'm just betting the Zapata one.
Yeah.
Next match you got is Wu against Husler. We talked about this match. Husler is minus 125. He's a 1.5 game favorite, and the over-under is 22.5. I think
it's the right line. Do you like the over here? I think I like the over here, though.
I like Husler money line at minus 125. I think he should be minus 150. It's in Switzerland. It's in altitude when he has the bigger serve. Wu is not that experienced on clay. I know he had a good win last week against who was it?
Gasquet. Ricky Gasquet.
Yeah, but it's okay. That actually that's not a very good win on clay. So he did go 3 sets with Cerundolo. Like I actually weigh that higher than his win against Gasquet.
Me too. But yeah, I mean the only this all the what is this match tomorrow or is it Wednesday or is it Tuesday?
Tomorrow.
What time?
It's at 12 p.m. their time. Oh no, 6 p.m. their time.
So it's an evening match.
Yeah.
That's better for that's better for Husler.
I thought you'd say it's better for Wu because like the court won't be as lively.
No, but I'm thinking the crowd will be more. He'll like Hughes will get more crowd support.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I like the over. Like, is there a bet on this this match to have a tiebreak?
That's a good bet. Yeah, plus 145.
That's the play here.
I like that. Does Wu play a lot of tie breaks though?
A fair enough. I mean, he played more. He played a ton on that hardcourt run
Yeah, he
in
did.
Dallas. Not, I mean, we haven't seen much of him on clay. This is more based on Huesler, to be honest. And like, I mean, I don't know. There's not a whole lot that tells me that Wu's going to go out there and like break. Like, I mean, man, I could see this being a very low break match, especially in an altitude match.
Okay. And you're getting plus 145, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's my play here is over 0.5
Play.
tiebreaks. And then I might play. I honestly think like the over 0.5 tie breaks. Um, I also think the over here is, I mean, over 22 and a half is minus 110. That seems pretty good to me too. And the question is, do I like, you know, I don't think, for me, I don't think like, I think this book, the line is pretty right here. Like,
Really? I like the money line. I think he should be minus 145 or minus 150 here.
that means there's not that much value though if you're getting him at minus 125. Because that means like if you think he should be minus 150, you think Wu should be like plus 125? Or is that minus 150 like a non-juiced minus 150?
That's a non-juiced minus 150.
So you think Wu should be a plus 150 then?
Yeah. I think he should be a pretty substantial favorite, Huesler. Here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this should be more like a. Yeah, I guess I agree with you. I think I agree. But I think it should be a juiced minus 150. So like, which puts like the real line at like 135 or something.
Okay.
So it means there's still a little value there. But I think I like the over better. I mean, unless I want to go on all of them. I might go on all of them. 1 unit each. I'm gonna go heavy on this match.
Okay.
But I really do like the over here. I really like the over here. I really like the tiebreak.
The
Now watch this be
over,
like
the
3-2.
tiebreak. You like set one over 12 and a half at plus 325. Just go more aggressive and just do the set one tiebreak.
Um, I don't hate it. I mean, 3 of Huesler's last 6.
Ooh, you know what? Huesler over 12 and a half is minus 110.
That's
That's
better.
that might be better than the money line.
That's better. That's much better, I think.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know that I would want to bet Huesler to break anybody twice in like once in two
Right.
sets each. And I don't think Huesler, like, yeah.
So in our parlay of the day, we're gonna put that in. Huesler over 12 and a half.
All right.
I like that. I think we're both on board with that.
You don't love the over though?
Not really, because I could see like a 7-6, 6-3, or 6-2, or 7-5, 6-2, or something like that. Like I don't trust Wu on clay. That's where I come from.
I get it. I get it. I don't, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like Wu could gas out. That is always that is in like the
Mhm.
that is in the cards. You know what? Yeah, I mean, ugh, ugh, ugh. But he did come back from a set down against Gasquet.
Yeah, I think Husler will put him under more pressure. His serve is bigger, and then also like
Well,
his
I'm not arguing that. I mean, I think Huser's a little bit is like. I mean, you're a little higher on Huser in this match than me, but it's pretty close. Like, I think he should definitely be the favorite. I think he should be like.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I think there's value on the money line if you want to take it, but
I prefer the 12.5 though.
yeah, I prefer the 12.5 also.
All right, next match. Bublik Giron, our our favorite match.
No interest. This
No
match I'm not
interest.
betting. No,
Okay.
I think it's a terrible. I mean, like you have like Bublik is the play here. If you actually think he's gonna if you really believe he's gonna play here, but like there's gonna be no crowd.
So if he wants to be here, he wins this match. Just tennis talent. I actually think his form has been pretty good. He's challenged a lot of like top tier players recently.
Yeah,
Um, altitude. So I think Giron's going to have a hard time breaking his serve. So I'm basically betting, does he want to be here? And I'm willing to take it at basically a pick 'em if that's what I'm playing.
well it's minus 125, so it's not quite a pick 'em.
I'm pretty close to it.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
you've got to win 55% of the time, 5 nights of the time.
yeah, I'm taking that. I'm taking that.
All right.
Because if he wants to be there, he wins this match 75-80% of the time.
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
I'm willing to take that.
I have no.
You've been burned by Giron so many times, and like Bublik is just like he's a clown. There's no two ways of putting it, right?
Right,
So
and like that's the problem. Like I just like, and I feel like this is not the right spot to bet clowns. Like the
is it
week before the
ever a right
slam,
spot to bet clowns?
yeah. I mean, if he needs when he needs points or he needs money or he needs to, or it's a slam or there's a crowd, right? Like there's different things that would like make it more likely for him to want to show up.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I'm betting just the money line here. So Pela and Ivashka. Pela's plus 124, Ivashka's minus 150. I have no interest. Like Ivashka's been bad.
Yeah, but Pella's wins. Vavasori, Montero, Varias on hard, Gressy. Pella's barely played on clay.
Ivashka hasn't won a match since beating Evans in Monte Carlo. Losses to Borges, Ramos, Wawrinka, and Echeverry, which are not terrible losses, I guess.
Yeah, 2-3 to Borges isn't good though.
No.
Um, who's the favorite here? Ivashka.
Ivashka's slight. It's not that big. Actually, the more I think about it, I'm leaning Ivashka.
I don't know though, man. I mean, Pella beat Montero this year. He beat Varias. He beat Cressy. Cressy was on clay. But
Impressive.
like Varias on clay on slow hard and Tiago on slow hard. I mean, he's barely played clay, so that's why he's doesn't have any wins there. But like, I don't know. Like, is Ivashka on clay that much better than Tiago Montero on hard?
Forcing Fokina to a tiebreak actually is pretty impressive.
Although Chokina got him into the tiebreak. He had 3 match points serving for the match.
Okay. All right, Chokina. uh I'm staying away here.
I want to play this match badly because I think this is a match that
You?
like I think this is a match that like But I think the line is well set here.
This match is on Tuesday, so you have some time to think about it.
Yeah. What's the over 2.5 sets line?
That's interesting. Plus 135.
That might be the play.
Yeah, I like that play. If I was playing this match, I probably would go there.
I mean, this match to me is one you actually can play. But yeah, I get why you wouldn't, because then again, like both the others not great. Like
I think Ivashka should win this match, but like he's lost his last 5 matches.
yeah, you know
So when
what?
you're lacking
This is a stay
confidence,
away. This
you
is a
got to
stay
come
away.
back.
It's not just that. It's like, how can you bet over 2.5 sets on like two guys that have struggled this much?
Right.
Like you need both of them to show up.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, next match is Hugo Dellien and JJ Wolf. Wow. All right. So guess the line here, unless you're looking at it.
Wolf -3.
No. It's Wolf minus half a game.
I love Wolf here.
Me too. I was thinking
This might be my play of the day.
This
But
is
I mean, the altitude should play in Delian's favor a little bit.
no, I think it should play more in Wolf's favor.
You know what? I don't know, man. Like, so that was my initial reaction, but like, this could just be like a Wolf flop match too. Wolf just flops.
I mean, Wolf is gaining some confidence on clay. He had a decent run in Rome. Right?
This isn't about confidence. It's like this feels to me like it could be a random JJ Wolf flop spot. Like not like I don't know, just like he doesn't need. But he wouldn't flop in the first round, right?
I don't think so.
He lost in the first round of Winston-Salem last year to Team. Not great.
Beating Grenier and Hercube in Rome. He had 2 wins in Houston, beating Thompson and Kudla. Lost to Shevchenko 4-4. So it's not like that match was like a complete blowout.
No, but Shevchenko's not that good either. Like
he took a set off Sinner. I mean, Shevchenko's had a decent run, been really good in challengers.
I don't disagree. It's been a decent. He's had a decent run, but like I don't know. We're gonna say losing to 4-4 to Shevchenko is like an accomplishment. Like,
all right, yeah. Meanwhile, Delian has only played in Houston, and then he played in Rome, and then he played Challenger last week. So he's just getting back into it. Lost to Baena 2-3, beat Gakov, and then got destroyed by Kachin. So that's all he's played.
well, the problem is like he's kind of stuck because like he's not. I mean, at 150 in the world, he's not getting into a lot of.
Yeah,
he's not getting to a lot.
I viewed him higher. Like he had a really good golden swing.
Yeah, he did. He did for him. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like
I like Wolf here, minus 120.
I just this to me, I don't like does JJ
You
Wolf
thought it was a
really
3-game spread.
What?
You thought it was a 3-game spread initially.
Oh, I think this is a disrespectful line to Wolf. But like, does Wolf want to be here?
I think he does. I think he's not in position to not want to be at any event.
He's 54th in the world.
I don't think he thinks that way.
If there was somebody who was 23 or 25 that I would think that would be JJ Wolf, to be honest. like, but I don't know, man. Ugh. I'm gonna stay away.
I've never really seen JJ Wolf like tank a match or not really. Well, he's been played really badly and like, but I don't think it's like a he doesn't want to be there. Like he might play badly. I hear your point and just miss every ball, you know. But I think he'll be fine.
He should win this match.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bet on him, but he should win this match.
And if he didn't have that recent good run in Rome, I would totally stay away here.
So for me, this is not a tennis issue. This is purely like a lack of trust that JJ like JJ Wolf is a guy I don't want to bet on this week. He falls in my archetype of guys who I don't want to bet on, guys who are in Roland Garros next week and like don't necessarily need wins here. Yeah.
Okay. I get it.
And if Hugo's using a PR, then he definitely wants the points here. If he's willing to use a PR on it, a protected rank on it. Right. So yeah, that's my play. That's my narrative here that but that's the only narrative. Like that's the only narrative that can get me to a stay away. Otherwise, from a pure tennis perspective, you're absolutely right. Like it's a pure narrative stay away from me.
And if this was Golden Swing Delian, I might actually back him. But this is different, you know? So
I get it.
Cerundolo against O'Connell. O'Connell's a 3-game favorite minus 225, and the over-under is 22.5. Have you seen Cerundolo play?
No, have you?
No, I haven't either. So it makes it hard to play this match for me.
Yeah, and like how much do we trust?
Chris O'Connell.
Yeah.
I like what I saw from him earlier this clay court season, but like not recently. Although he lost to Popperin, who actually has been playing better than than most people have given respect. Like he had a good run in Rome, for sure. Connell lost 6-4 to Fritz in Madrid, 2-6 to Popperin. Lost to Rune in Munich, but beat Humbert, Zverev, and Kaboli. Beating Humbert 4-4 is actually a good win. Humbert has actually been really good. You know what? Again, I'm leaning O'Connell here, actually, laying the games. Do you have any thoughts here?
I mean, O'Connell's been good, but I don't know, man. Like
the losses are really good, actually. Like Popperin, Fritz, and Rune.
I mean, you got some losses. You got Kotov and Piros, which aren't great losses, but yeah, I mean, the last month or so he's been pretty good.
Yeah, Piros and Kotov aren't great,
but like he's been a lot better. I think,
and against Cerundolo is out of the top 300. Who's been okay recently, but there are no quality wins here.
Yeah.
You're going 6 1/3 against Arthur Cazzo.
Oh, this isn't, I mean, like, look,
it's only 3 games. It's not that much.
I guess let me look at something. I'm trying to think like who's the better player, like Sachko or Sarah Rusic. I mean, I think this might be stay away territory for me.
Stay
It's
away.
close. Like it's close. If I was gonna play it, I would play O'Connell minus the game, so I'll probably just stay away. I put a little value into Cerundolo having 1-2 quality matches, right? Just being adjusted to the conditions.
Okay.
But O'Connell's the better player.
Yeah.
And if you want to play this match, laying the games is the right play.
O'Connell did have a good run in Munich, which shows that he might be pretty good in altitude.
It's not even. I'm not even more about like is he good in altitude. It's more of like um, just does he need a match to get used to the conditions? You know, to like
Mhm.
that's all it is.
That's
But
all
I
it is.
can see playing the 3 games if you like.
Okay. All right, Travaglia against Griekspoor. I know we talked a little bit about it when we were doing our draw talk, but
How many do I get? Like, do I get more than 4 games if I take Travaglia?
you got 3.
3? No thanks. I'm not going to lay the games out here either. I'm just going to stay away from this one completely.
Stay away. Okay.
I don't think Greek Sport is a smart bet coming off injury.
All right, and then Zverev against Eubanks. I'm staying away from the Travaglia Griekspoor as well. Zverev's Eubanks, which is a second round match on Wednesday. Well, what do you think the line is here?
Oh, it should be big. It should be like Zverev -5.
It's exactly what it is.
I'm
Minus
gonna stay
five.
away from that. I'm gonna stay away from that.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Because we don't know if Zverev wants to be there,
Yeah.
right?
I
And
mean,
Eubanks won't
honestly, like
play.
the Eubanks money line could be kind of fun there. How big is the Eubanks money line?
Plus 575.
I don't know.
Not enough.
No, like if Zverev walks on the court, he wins that match.
I know, I know. Well, we thought this in Miami, the entire Miami tournament, and
I
then he comes
know,
out and
I
makes it
know,
quarters.
I know, I
So
know.
yeah. All right. Well, that's good for Geneva. Let's head over to France and talk
Lyon.
about Lyon. So Lyon, I actually have more futures plays here. So top of the draw, we have FAA, who's only played 2 clay court matches all year and lost them both. He'll play the winner Purcell against and Lamas Ruiz. Then we got Zhizhen Zhang against Arthur Fields, which I think is actually a very intriguing first round match. You got Michael Ymer against Richard Gasquet in that quarter. So I have one play here, and I'm gonna have you guess the guy who I think
You like Fields.
I like Fields. Fields to win that quarter. Hold up. Is plus 800. Lamas Ruiz is exactly the same as Arthur Fields to win that quarter,
Which is a joke.
which is a
Which is a
joke.
joke.
Makes no sense to me.
That's a joke. Um,
Felix is minus 135 to win this quarter, which makes no sense to me either.
I mean, it does to me because he's just so much better. Like, I mean, Purcell and Lamas Ruiz are not going to beat him.
I get that, but like
Then you're betting on him to win like And he's not minus 200 against Zhang, Fields, Emer, or Gasquet.
I think the only guy he shouldn't be minus 200 against is Fields. Because I think Fields has more upside than any of those guys.
Yeah, but Fields can also play some. Like he's also.
But I'm weighing the fact that it's at home as well.
I hear you. I don't necessarily. I'm not sure I like that second round matchup with Gasquet though. Gasquet or Emer, honestly, if Emer will win that's not a great matchup for Fields either.
But he beat Gasquet and Montpellier. I know it's totally different conditions, but like I don't know.
Yeah. There's some altitude here, but yeah, it's going. Sorry, there's some altitude here, but not as much as Geneva. It's like 200 meters.
Okay. Fields won 3 matches in Rome. He won 2 matches in Aix-en-Provence, beating Hallis there.
Okay.
3 sets against Arnaldi. Like, he's been good.
Yeah, no, it's not a matter of like. I'm not saying that Fields is not good. I'm saying that like I don't know that I like the matchup against either Gasquet or Emer. But you're right, it did beat Gasquet in Montpellier. And then actually matched the on Wolverfuse. It's 800 to win the quarter.
Yeah. It's a weak quarter, right? Which is another reason why I like him.
It's a weak quarter. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Like, I mean, do you think Fields? But I guess here's the problem, right? Like, what is Fields against Zhang? What's the money line there?
It's pretty much a pick 'em. It's like minus 115, I think.
See, I would just if you're gonna do that, I wouldn't take the futures. I would just do your rollover.
Rollover.
Like, yeah, because it's gonna mean like when he plays FA, you're gonna get at least plus 200.
True.
And I think you're gonna get plus money against Gasquet or Emer as well. Which is probably Gasquet. You're probably even though I know Gasquet, I know Fields beat him, but like I think you'll get plus money there too.
So how about Fields on the outright to win the event?
If you give me like 40 to 1 or better, I'll think about it.
It's 50 to 1.
What's the rest of the draw look like?
The second quarter is a joke.
Yeah, the seeds there are awful.
Awful.
Even the non-seeds are awful.
And then the bottom half is a little bit better because you got Baez, you got Nori, you got Kachin, you got Cerundolo.
Yeah, that's a little scary, that bottom half.
But the thing is, Fields only has to play one of those guys if he gets there.
Oh, it's a great draw for him.
Which is why I like
it. I like it. I think if you're going to play the quarter, just go ahead and play the
outright.
I think.
Because the thing with him is that I don't have to worry about him not wanting to be there. I know he wants to be there.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that at all.
No,
it's literally. I mean, it's literally just like can he play 5? Like the problem feels he's still inconsistent. Can he play 5 good matches in a row? Let me look at something with Fields. I mean, here's the only challenge with Fields is he's only made, including futures and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's made 4 finals in his career, including futures, and he's 1-3. Like I don't know. So to win the event, but I get it. You're getting a good price.
50-1.
Yeah.
It's a long shot, but it's my long shot of the week. And
Yeah.
actually, Tidbits was on this on his platform, and I kind of looked more into it and dived deeper, and I agree with him here. I think I'm gonna tail him here totally. I
I
think
mean, I get it.
of
Like,
the long shots, he's definitely the best bet here.
oh, of the long shots for sure. He's the only long shot that's like remotely playable. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm guessing, but like,
Because the fact that you're getting the same price on Fields as you are with Rinderknecht, Lloyd Harris, and Lamas Ruiz.
no, that's
Just
ridiculous.
that's
If you want to
ridiculous.
tell me that like he should be better than, if you're telling me he should be better than all those guys, I agree. Like, of the guys sitting in the outright as at higher than 25-1, like,
I think he should be priced better. Like I think he has a better shot of winning this event than Schwartzman does.
oh, I think his price should be like, I mean, you just lay a lot of juice, right? Whenever you're betting outright, just in general, like you lay a lot of juice.
Yeah.
And the question is like, is the amount of juice you're laying just too much to bet in? Because like, I agree with you. Like, if I had to rank these guys, like
Mhm.
I've got him somewhere in like the like Draper, Barrere, Baez range
Right.
at like that when all those guys are in like 15-20-1.
Right.
So like
I
I
have
think if
him
you're
right in
gonna
that
if
Baez, Schwartzman, Fushevik range. That's where
so
I
so we
yeah,
agree.
we
We
agree with that.
agree. The question is that 2%? Is that more than 1 out of 50? I mean, like it's tough because like the problem is like so the problem is he's got to win 5 matches, right? And like you're betting on a guy who's a little bit who's inconsistent to win 5 matches.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom half of the final of the turn of the draw is actually pretty good. So like he's probably gonna have a tough opponent in the final. So he's probably
Right.
well under, he's probably, I don't know, maybe 20-25% likely at best to win that final. So like then you have to think he's 1 out of 10 to make it to the final. So you gotta think he's a favorite against, it really comes down to, do you think he's a favorite against Gasquet?
I do. I would back him. Like if he's a dog there, I'm totally betting him. Gasquet's not good on clay anymore. Like, and then Yemer also has compete issues.
I'm less worried about Gasquet than Emer. Oh, or sorry, less worried about Emer than
Or like,
Gasquet. Well, I don't know that I necessarily love that matchup with Emer because like if Emer's in a good
I'm
mood,
actually more worried about Yemer than Gasquet in a way.
why?
Because I think Yemer can run down a lot of balls
Yeah, that was
and
gonna be his
force
name.
him to
Like,
errors.
I think if Emer wants to be there, that's a tricky matchup for like
I mean, then again,
Emer wants to be there. It's a
Then
tricky
again,
match.
Zhang is a
What?
tough matchup. Then again, Zhang is like, I think I'm happy that he's in the top half of the draw because I think that second quarter is a joke. But I think getting out of the first quarter is actually the biggest question mark. So that's
Well, I
why,
think the final is actually is a big
and the
question mark
final, obviously.
too.
But if I have a 50-1 ticket, I'll worry about the final when I get there, right? But
Yeah, I guess you could hedge on it or something if you
yeah,
wanted to.
right. So I guess like looking at this draw now, I thought the 800 on the quarter was good, but I like the 50-1 on the outright better.
Yeah. I mean, but
Because I actually think the semi could be the easiest match of the tournament for him.
yeah, the problem is like again, the problem is that Santana. Like And I'm looking at Gaskin on clay. He's not been good this year. So maybe
No.
you're right. I mean, you know what?
Come on,
Like,
place it. Let's let's have a 50-1 futures to root for this
I'll
week.
do it. I'll do it. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, because you're right. I'm looking at the draw and like, honestly, the toughest match here before the final is FAA. Like,
Yeah,
FAA has been so darn bad.
he has been.
Well, actually, it's more than he just hasn't played on clay. It's really the answer. Like he
He's only
lost. He
played two
only won.
matches, right? But like, if they
Oh,
play, that match is going to be, probably two tie breaks, right? And
you know about that. But it's
they're actually similar players, Fields and FAA.
yeah. I'd give him like
If he's plus 400 or 450, I'm definitely hitting that. Like if he's like a 4.5 game underdog,
yeah.
100%. I'm hitting Fields there. I just think there's value on him here. All right, well, let's move on to the second quarter here. So we got Paul against Barrere. Barrere beat Mute today, which is a match I stayed away from. Got Rinderknecht against Harris. Schwartzman against Nakashima. I mean, this is a joke of a quarter. I really don't see anyone other than Paul winning this quarter. Like, Barrere, you fade on clay. Schwartzman and Nakashima are both hard fades. I actually slightly favor Schwartzman in that matchup, but
This could be a Schwartzman week. I mean, honestly, this could be the return of Diego Schwartzman. I mean, like, not because he's good, but like, he's been so bad.
yeah, I know. Paul had that
Man,
final
like,
run,
and
I
the
think,
problem's
at
like
that challenger.
the odds on Schwartzman aren't good because he still is probably overpriced.
Right.
But like,
Paul to win the quarter is plus 160. Barrere to win the quarter is plus 275. Schwartzman is plus
the
400.
problem is somebody has to win this quarter by rule.
I know.
Like, it's literally
Probably
a rule that
Paul.
somebody has to win this quarter.
Probably Paul at plus 160, but like it's definitely not good enough price.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Barrera's not. I don't know, man. Barrera has not been ridiculously horrendous on clay. He's 5-4, I think.
Yeah, but do you think he beats
Five and
Paul?
five.
I actually think Paul is a bad matchup for him.
I might say that on other surfaces, but on clay,
Well, so Paul started terribly on clay, but I guess like the last couple weeks he did get slightly better. Like he won a set against Garin. He made the final in Aix-en-Provence in that challenger, which was a
yeah, he beat
challenger
Blanchino,
field.
Rodionov, and Goffin.
Yeah, but he destroyed those guys. It's not like they pushed him to 3 sets. Murray's a bad loss. I'll give you that.
But
Especially
I mean, I'm not excited about beating Goffin, Rodionov, and Blanchino. I get it. The scores look good, but I'm not excited. I mean, he lost to Safula in Madrid. I know he's up a set in a breaking and scoring, but he did lose the match.
Mhm. Barrere, I mean, it is in France. He took a set off Cerundolo, which is pretty good. Took a set off beat Kachanov in Rome. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. I think Barrera, like I agree with you. Paul should be the favorite, but like he's plus 160 to win the quarter.
No, that's Paul.
Yeah,
Barrera's plus
Paul, as
two.
I'm saying. Like I
Barrera's plus
think
275
Barrera's plus 275.
to win the quarter.
See, that's not exciting to me.
I think you just bet Barrera as a dog. Like, let me see if there's a price on just that match.
Yeah, there probably is. But if it's plus 75 in the quarter, the price can't be that good on Blair.
Plus 155 to win the match. He's a 3-game underdog against Paul.
Kind of like that. I don't love it. It's a lean.
I like it just betting that match. Yeah.
It's a lean, but I think I prefer to just bet that match. And then what is Schwartzman with the quarter? 450?
400, I think.
I think that's really good.
But if Barrera beats Paul, he'll have to play either Rinderknecht, Harris, Schwartzman, or Nakashima in the quarters to win the quarter. So then wouldn't you rather just play him to win the quarter plus 275?
So just pure math. Thinking here. Just based on pure math, he's got to be like minus 200 in that second match. Is Barrera really minus 200 against like a Schwartzman? Like, I get it. Schwartzman's been bad, and I think I would favor Barrera there, but like minus 200 seems like that seems heavy.
So you'd rather do the rollover thing again?
I think. I mean, I think I just like Barrera against Tommy Paul. And I would probably just scrap it and be done with it. Like,
okay. Okay.
I mean, Nakashima's just struggled in general. So like, I actually like
Schwartzman is a 2-game favorite. I actually bet that already. I bet Schwartzman -2 against Nakashima.
I don't know if I could bet Schwartzman minus 2 against anybody, but maybe it's the right play. Nakshima's been really bad.
He's been terrible, and he's not good on clay either. Nakashima. Nakashima is a hard fade right now for me.
Although he did make the third round last year in Roland Garros.
That's a long time ago.
Oh, I know he's been bad this year. I'm not arguing that fact. I mean, he barely plays clay. That's half the problem.
Yeah.
Um,
Next quarter, we got Kecmanovic against Roca Battaglia, lucky loser. Jack Draper beat Alexander Muller today. You got Varias, who came back against ARV in my over 12.5 cash right there.
Yeah, I should have hit that. That was a pure over 12.5 spot.
I live bet the ARV over 12.5 when he was up a set in the break. That's the way to do it.
That's great. That is how you do it. That is great.
And then he'll play Cerundolo. So actually, I have a Cerundolo futures here. Cerundolo to win the event is plus 600. You like that? Because I actually like his form more than Nori and FAA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, I mean, I like it way more than FAA. Like, I think he's a favorite in every match.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I like that at plus 600.
Yeah, I just think like, man, like how much of a favorite is he?
Sizable favorite against Farias. I think Kecmanovic or Draper will be a danger match for him. That might be the toughest match in the quarter. Like this quarter is by far the toughest in the draw. Man. Yeah, maybe I guess the bottom one with Baez, Kachin, and Nori.
Yeah.
I think Cerundolo is better than all three of those guys right now. I mean, I had Cerundolo top 10 in my power rankings.
Oh, I think Cerundolo is the best guy in this draw. But I think he should be the favorite to win this event.
Yeah.
Again, he's the only guy in our top 20 that's in this event, right? Yeah. So he's the favorite to win this event in my eyes. Like, the question is 600 good enough? What is it? Plus 600? Yeah, that's good enough. I'm gonna hit that 600.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you there.
Okay. So we have the same outrights here. Cerundolo and
I'm still debating
Fields.
Fields. It's a really tough call for me.
Still debating Fields. Okay.
It's just like when you get to these long shots, the prices are usually so crappy, like because it's like it's really hard to win. Like for a guy like Fields, who's like who just has some bad matches, like
Yeah.
it's hard to win 5 in a row. And I get it, you're getting a good price, but the question is it good enough?
Yeah. So Cerundolo is a plus 140 to win the quarter. But I don't really like that. I prefer the outright because I think he has a tough quarter.
Um, yeah, I prefer the outright over the outright over the
Yeah.
quarter. I mean, he actually could lose to Varias.
Unlikely. Like Farias is also a guy that's way better at Golden Swing. Like he prefers that hot weather. What's the weather
Yeah,
in Lyon?
it's like 70.
It's similar to Geneva.
Yeah, it's like 60s and low 70s. A little less wet. It's a little bit supposed to be a little wetter in Geneva. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and like the matchup here, I think is good for Cerundolo against Farias.
What was that?
I think the matchup is good for Cerundolo against Farias. Like
I do too.
if he can dictate, Farias is not really very good defensively.
No.
Um,
Well, showed me something in Rome too. That was pretty good.
yeah.
And then that bottom quarter, you got Baez and Fushevik, Monfils and Kachin, Goffin and San Martin, and then Nori. So I don't like Nori here. Nori's the odds-on favorite to win the event at plus 350, which I don't like at all. Because, like, what has Nori done this clay
Nothing.
court swing?
European swing.
Like, he lost to a struggling Djokovic 3-4.
No, there's nobody I like here, to be honest, in this quarter. There's nobody. Like Baez hasn't been good on European play.
And that's a tough first round match against Fushevik. Like, that
And
could go
Fucsovics
his
isn't,
way.
yeah, and Fucsovics isn't good, period.
But Fushevik plays to the level of the competition. So, like, Baez, like, is a quote unquote tough matchup on clay. So Fushevik is going to be up for that match. You know?
Well, I'm saying to win the quarter. Like, what is Fucsovics to win the quarter?
I don't like that at all, but he's plus 700.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Like, I don't think there's a single guy to play here to win the quarter.
No. Baez and Kachin are both plus 450.
Um, yeah, no thanks. They have to both win 3 matches. Yeah. So
I mean, Baez is the only play if you're thinking about it, but no.
Yeah.
So I have a very interesting bet. I got a quarter parlay of Cerundolo, which I don't like I think he's the strongest guy in that group, so I like it's not my favorite bet on the board, but I kind of like it. I got Fields to win the quarter. And then in Geneva, Cecchinato to win the quarter. And I think it was O'Connell to win. No, it was Lyovic. So it was like 200 to 1 or something like that. Something insane. So
Interesting.
yeah, I love doing quarters quarters parlays. Like
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite thing to do. So I'm gonna hit one this year. I guarantee it.
Yeah. They're hard to hit though.
They are hard to hit. Going into the matches, so we got Schwartzman Nakashima here.
They think Schwartzman's a 2-game favorite there.
Yeah,
I think I like Schwartzman.
I do too. That's what I hit.
Nakashima,
Two.
yeah. What?
I hit Schwartzman -2.
Yeah, I think laying the 2, that's enough to convince me to bet it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's minus
Kecmanovic.
96 against this guy, Roca Patella.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, this guy Roca Patella though has no. Like, I don't know if he plays singles. His double is ranked 170 in doubles. In singles,
277.
oh, that good.
He took a set off Zhizhen Zhang in qualifying. He's in here as a lucky loser.
Yeah.
Lost 5-3 to Agamenoni.
Yeah. I mean, I get why. I think this is a pure stay away.
Yeah, 6 is a lot for anyone.
6 is a lot, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And we've talked this
is...
before. Like the lines are usually pretty well set with those big game lines.
Yeah.
Rinderneck and Lloyd Harris.
This has that like throw up emoji all over it.
Yeah. Rinderneck's a favorite. I think I like Lloyd Harris here.
He qualified here.
Yeah, I mean, he qualified. He beat Kennard. He beat.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing.
But
Good
like
stats,
Rinderneck, really?
though.
You think Rinderneck's gonna win this match?
Yeah, he's been really bad. Oh my God. Lost 2-3 to Arthur Cazzo. That's terrible.
Yeah. I think I like Harris. Just like there's just maybe like the first set line on Harris. That's even money. I'm gonna hit the Harris money line there.
Okay. It's fair.
Yeah, I mean he needs.
I'm staying away, but I think if there's a guy to hit, it's Harris. What's that? Is there a bet tiebreak in this match?
I don't see one.
No, I don't see one either.
For me, this is a Lloyd Harris play here. Or you could hit the over. You could hit the over.
22.5.
Yeah.
It's not bad. For two guys with kind of like similar games, just like big serves and but I agree with you on the Harris play because like Harris is a better mover than Rinderknecht.
And at least he qualified. So at least he's like
Yeah.
he's been on the courts.
I agree with you there. Zhizhen Zhang against Arthur Fields. We talked about this match. Wow, Fields is moving up. He was 120, I believe. I got it at. Now he's
I love Fields on the money line in this match.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're hitting that?
Yeah, I'm hitting that. Like I know issues with that. The 50 is a little concerning to me still because like it's just a lot of match needs to win. But
yeah.
And like I said, I'm worried. I think that final could be like 4-1 or 5-1. He could be like he might be like a 350 or a 400 there.
Yeah.
Like
I'm telling you right now, though, if he plays FAA and he's like plus 450, I'm definitely hitting that.
Oh, he won't be 450 in his FAA.
Oh, like in the final against.
I'm saying in the final, yeah, I think like he's going to be
Cerundolo
450 or something.
Yeah.
And like that's assuming he wins 4 matches to get there.
What do you think he'll be against FAA?
Maybe like 200, not much.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I might end up hitting fees in every match, and like not even rolling it over, but just hitting fees every match, and like yeah, it's less units, but I also don't get like I also could end up plus money if he wins 2 of the if he makes I don't have to like worry about every time about him blowing the whole unit.
True. All right, Ymer Gasquet, a pure pick'em. -110. I think these guys played last week, I believe.
They did play recently, and Gasquet won, which means bet Ymer.
But it's in France though, so Although the first set was 16-14 in a tiebreak.
Well,
So it's
Emer beat him
close.
in Montpellier last year.
Hard, yeah.
It's 2-2. This H2 this head to head is 2-2.
Well, that's why it's a pure pick 'em.
Yeah.
Right? So
And all four of the matches were in France.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is the under a good play, you think?
I was thinking about that too. I was actually thinking about that because I think whoever wins a long, like if
You know
it's
what though? The problem is if Emer wins like first set. This might be a better live betting opportunity where you bet the under if Emer loses the first set.
yeah, his compete level is
Like
questionable.
if you see Emer like start to fall behind, just bet the under and just hope
Yeah.
maybe he'll fall apart. Or maybe, I mean, maybe that's why like you know what I might do here?
I actually did already hit the under on this match.
Man, I can't even hit any game spreads here. Like
It's
it's just
0.
sucks. But there's not even like alternate game spreads out. Sometimes you get a good list of alternate game spreads. My alternate game spread list is crappy here because it's a first round of a 250.
Yeah.
Trying to see this Emer, like I know his compete level is sometimes low, but how often is it actually low? I don't know, man. Emer's gone 3 sets in his last 3 matches. His only matches on play this year have all gone 3 sets was that Bordeaux Challenger. Yeah, sure. No, sorry, they haven't all gone 3. The Gasquet was a 7-6-6-3 loss in the quarters. But like, oh man. I still like the under. It's 22. What is it? 22?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good play.
The last match they played was 13-22.
Yeah.
Because like Gasquet also
And there's a small chance Gasquet decides to get out of there if he loses the first set. Because like Gasquet doesn't need like at this point in his career, like what is Gasquet playing for?
yeah.
He's got to be looking to retire soon, anyways. Like unless you know what I mean. Like even if he enjoys the game, like
He's still top 50.
yeah. But like why? Like does he really get excited about playing Lyon? Like I would think for him, like it'd be all about the French.
French.
It'd just be like
That's true. I think
he
the
is
under.
a professional, so I wouldn't want to bet against him. But I think the under is a good
Yeah.
play here.
Yeah. All right. And then Goffin against San Martin.
I mean, St. Marty is only a 4-game dog. That seems low, man. I feel like laying 4 games might be the play here. Like,
But Goffin is not covering 4-game spreads against like Dan added.
no, he covered. No, you're right. He didn't cover 4 there.
He didn't cover 4. I mean, he doesn't cover 4 against any. He doesn't cover 4 against Luca Nardi.
He had a hard time with Lopez. He also sent to Lopez on play in Barcelona. I remember that
Exactly. So I
now.
don't know.
Man. Yeah.
I feel better about laying games with like Zapata or Carballes Baena than.
But the problem is to win a set here is probably going to be even money for Martin.
Yeah.
I'd
My
stay away
fault.
from this match.
Yeah. I'm staying away too.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow or Tuesday's matches, you got Monfils against
Monfils.
Cachin. I already laid games with Cachin here. -4.
Just because Monfils has struggled so much.
Right. And just his injuries and
Yeah, my only fear here is like there's a crowd. Like
It doesn't matter though if he's hurt, which it seems like he gets hurt every other match now.
Well, I don't know if it's. I mean, yeah. Look, he's played a few matches the past 2 months, but he's retired in two of them.
Yeah. He's really like desperately trying to get back, but it's just a massive struggle for him. I mean, he's losing to the likes of Demir Jumer 3-4 and Murray 3-2, who I think Kachin is actually slightly better on clay than both of those guys.
Yeah, I don't think four's enough here. You're right.
It should be 5.
At least. It should probably be more than that, honestly. Like
Yeah,
it's just that it's tied to the name more fees in front of French court. But yeah, I'm gonna lay that here. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Purcell against Lamas Ruiz. You got Lamas Ruiz at -160. This guy Lamas Ruiz is getting a lot of respect.
I mean, I don't know so much that or like Purcell on clay. Like, didn't Purcell win a bunch of challenge matches on hard court?
Hardcore, yeah.
And like Purcell is like he plays kind of like Cressy. Like like the clay is not the place for him, but I think he might have enough points though to make the French directly now.
Yeah, he's 87 in the world.
Yeah, so that's why he's like this is a warm up for him.
Yeah, because he hasn't played a clay court match all year.
But the problem is Lamas Ruiz, and that's why Lamas Ruiz is a 2.5 game favorite. The problem is like
Right. Ooh,
look at
Lamas Ruiz has been good in
Juice.
challengers though.
What?
He's been decent in
Oh
challenge.
no, I mean this isn't like Lamas Ruiz has been good in challenge. Just you want to lay games with anybody.
Yeah.
Like and what any well, you know what though? Like, why not, man?
I'm staying away from this match.
I might hit the money line at -165.
Yeah, but Purcell has been like I know he's been good on hard court, but like he's gained a lot of confidence. He's had a great year. I think he's like top 30 in like points for the year.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Like,
You view clay court form or like playing a lot of clay court matches more than just
I
like
prefer I view not having played a clay court match in
I think I view the quote unquote better tennis player more than you do. I think you view the clay court form.
well, Purcell did play clay though. He played Houston. I forgot
Houston.
about this. Did play Houston.
It's a long time ago though, and that's different clay.
He beat yeah, it's different. Yeah, you know what? He hasn't played a slow clay court in a year since he lost to Pedro Sousa in the first round of qualifying at Roland Garros. But it was close. But Pedro Sousa has also been terrible.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like Purcell is not. If you look at his clay from last year,
Yeah.
like his so yeah, I mean, it's not good. He lost a match with Matteo Donati, who was 954 in the world at that time. He lost 1-10 to Hugo Delian last year on clay.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Like, I know it was a year ago, but like those are the last real slow red clay results we have. I yeah.
So you're laying games with Lamas Ruiz?
No, I'm taking the money line.
Okay, money line. Okay. Baez and Fucsovics. My bet here is well, let's go over the line first. Baez is -2. -145 on the money line. Over under is 22 here.
You're lying. You're taking the 3-set line here.
No, I'm
Baez
taking
over 12.5.
yes, -105.
Yeah, that's the play. Well, is it? You know what? I'm gonna stay off this one. Like,
Really?
yeah, I mean, Baez just looked to set this to see both. Wild just lost to Federico Gallo in the Turin Challenger.
Yeah.
Lost 3-4 to Shevchenko in Rome. Like,
But has Fucsovics been better?
yeah, he
Lost
took Murray to a
to
tiebreak.
tiebreak. Yeah, that's true. So how about bet Fucsovics on the money line?
No, because like
I don't
this
know.
just this match screams me stay away.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But you kind of talked me out of the 12 and a half. Because bias has been bad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the 3-set line is appropriate because like both guys are gonna show up mentally, but like it's plus 135. Maybe that's the play. I have a day to think,
I have no
but you
issues
talked me
with
out of the
that.
12 and a half. And then the last couple matches here are Varias and Cerundolo.
I'm staying away.
Cerundolo's,
Sundo should have won this by more than 4, but he has to adjust to the this, it's easy to go from tournament to tournament. Like,
yeah, 21 and a half is the over under.
yeah. And
Uh,
then Paul Rare, kind of like Rare here, one plus
I
155.
do. I do too. Plus 155.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take that.
I think that'll be our play of the day on come tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's come up with a quick parlay here.
All
Um,
right.
Schwartzman -2. You like that?
Not enough for the parlay.
For the parlay. Harris money line.
Um, yeah, we take Harris money line. I'm good with that.
Fields money line.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. That's it for tomorrow in Lyon. Let's head back to Geneva quickly. Um,
You want to put Emer Gasquet under in that parlay?
no, I don't have enough confidence in that.
All right.
Um, Husler money line against Wu, or the Husler over 12 and a half.
No. If you're gonna do it, I would do the Houston over 12 and a half. That's
Okay.
fine.
And then one more leg. Oh, that's it for tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's only 3 legs.
that's fine.
That's sad. Plus
It's
5,
probably like 7-1 though.
6-1.
6-1.
Okay, we'll do that.
We'll do it. Yeah.
All right, and then anything of note in Roland Garros qualifying that you
Jeez,
saw?
I still have to look at this, man. I didn't even look at this yet. And there's like
It's so
80,000 matches
much.
to look at.
This week is just overload
Tennis,
of
yeah.
content. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's freaking insane.
Um, who is Jelly Cells?
I haven't like heard of too many of these guys. So like
That's the problem I have.
we obviously know more about the guys that play the big events and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we have a good understanding of definitely the top 100 for sure. But
Yeah.
we'll resort to like some other guys, tidbits tennis on like primarily him on like the lower rank guys. But my strategy betting the qualifying is kind of looking at like bigger names slash favorites who have been struggling. So like a few of my bets for tomorrow are like Shang money line against Cuevas, and I'm just betting the fact that Cuevas hasn't played in a year. So I'm getting that at minus 140.
Yeah.
Zhao Souza has really been struggling, and he's a slight favorite against Taverna tomorrow. So I'm gonna bet Taverna money line to get at even money there. Ugo Carbelli's really struggling, so I like Uchida to win at plus 200. Basilashvili is another kind of quote unquote bigger name who's really struggling. So I'm gonna bet Sepieri and lay the games there. Steve Johnson is really struggling, so I'm gonna bet Zizou Bergs minus the 3 games. So like that's kind of my strategy here. We'll see how
Yeah.
it works, but I think that's the way to play it kind of. I mean, do you have like kind of like a strategy?
I mean, my strategy, we look for guys who don't play on clay versus guys that do, and back guys that play on clay more versus guys that don't. But like,
Mhm.
you know, but I don't think I'll have too many plays to be honest. Like, we just don't know these guys that well, you know. So like,
Yeah, it's hard.
it's really hard to contextualize the results.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Um,
Um, so Yannick Hoffman is in French Open qualifying. He's in your, isn't he in your top 10 power
he is,
rankings?
yeah, he is in my top 10 power rankings. He's in qualifying.
That's funny.
What is his line for the first round? That might be a guy I want to bet.
He's playing Mattia Bellucci.
That's actually a really tough match. That's unfairly
It
tough in
is.
the first round.
He actually has a tough qualifying draw because he has Bellucci and then probably Zdenek Kolar, who took Tsitsipas to 4 sets here at Roland Garros last year, if you remember.
I do, but they granted. I mean, is that like, are we? What has Kolar done since then?
Yeah, he's been decent on the challenger circuit, but like, yeah, I mean, he's a challenger level player, but he has talent. Uh,
Yeah,
and then Passaro in the third round. So that's actually a tough qualifying draw.
yeah,
Uh,
I agree with you.
and then like Borna Goyo actually has a tough. He plays Demir Zoomer in the first round to play the winner of Nardi and Tabio.
Yeah, I'm looking at. There's a lot of tough matches on the on the on
And
the,
then
on the
like
bracket
Vava
here.
Sori, Enzo Quacco, and Misalik are in that section. That's a really, really tough section to get to a main draw there. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I gotta look at this more. There's so many matches to look at. I don't even. I don't know without looking at it.
so
But
many
yeah,
matches. But there are actually some like you don't think you know any of these guys, and then you look at the draw and it's like I've seen a lot of these guys play. Like Watnuki's in there,
yeah,
Garissimo's in there locally.
yeah.
We've
Maybe
seen
a quarter of the guy
Lucas
I've seen. Quarter of
Klein.
the guy I've seen play.
So yeah, it's interesting. But like, I mean, that's kind of my overall strategy. I'll post my picks on Twitter. I'm
Yeah,
sure you will as well. But yeah, I mean, we would be here all night if we went through all these matches. So
yeah,
we're not going to do that. But just kind of the groundwork for the schedule coming up. So draw comes out Thursday.
yeah.
So I'm hoping to do a pod Thursday night if that works with you.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So Thursday night would be a good night, and then we'll go over the French Open draw and hopefully
Yeah,
futures picks are out and stuff. I'm assuming they will because the tournament starts on Sunday. You got to remember here.
yeah.
It's like weird, but I think they should start on Monday. But
But I honestly, I think it's that's something they used to have to do because they needed the extra day because they remember a couple years ago they didn't have lights and there's no indoor courts here still, so they always have to be worried about.
I don't think that was ever a reason. I think they were just
Well, I think 100% was a reason. Like if you don't have lights, they were the only slam that didn't have lights and didn't have had the combination of no lights and nothing indoors. So if you have no lights and nothing indoors, like how are you going to get all the matches in?
but they were doing that like they only started this Sunday start like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's when they got smart enough to realize they had to do it because like if you have a rainy season, and I mean, you don't get too much rain. There's a little rain, you don't get too much rain, but like it's just like they have such a finite time. They can only play like 10 hours a day, and then that's it.
To me, I think it's more they just want to be different as
I
like
don't know.
French.
I'm gonna fade that take, and I'm gonna go with the
The
now they
lights
have lights.
take.
Now they don't need to anymore because now they have lights. But like back in the days when they didn't have lights, like that was I think that was more of a necessity because it's just you're talking about getting 64 matches in a day between the men's and the women's. Like that's a lot of matches if you don't have.
Okay. All right. I just think they want to be different. That's how I look at it. But okay. That's a fair take. You're giving the French a little bit more benefit of the doubt.
No, I just think it's like a terribly like. I think it's a terribly run tournament. Like it's the worst run tournament of the slams by far. It's
It is.
embarrassing. Like the stadium was
It really
falling apart
is.
last year, or not last year, a couple of years ago. The media accessibility is horrendous because that is something the French like to do. They like to like they like to let their journalists
Yeah.
have like more freedom to like what's the way that way like it's like the writing on their events matters, and they're terrible writing about the event. They spend more time about like the flowers
And
and
good
stuff.
luck finding
Like,
highlights for any of these matches. You might get like a minute 30 clip on
yeah,
like a
you
5 hour
get a
match.
minute 30 clip with
Yeah,
3 points.
3 points,
It's
right? And one of them
yeah
is a match point that might just be a ball into the net.
yeah because they always show the match point. It's just like it's yeah it's just like the coverage of this
Terrible.
term is horrendous.
It
It's
is.
not on any real TV. The only way you can get it is Tennis Channel Plus and Peacock now. So like you have to sign up
I
for
know.
Peacock and Tennis Channel Plus to like get one event when like
And it's like 2 hours till qualifying starts. Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna find these matches. Like I'm gonna have to
yeah
go through all the gambling sites just to find them. Like it's a total nightmare. It's just terrible. But
yeah.
all right, well that does it. We'll be back Thursday night for Roland Garros main draw talk, which I'm super excited about. And it's a ton of
And
content.
more bitching about the media
Yeah.
coverage for sure. Well, there'll be a
All
solid
right.
20 minutes of Brad bitching about the media coverage. Like this is my favorite tournament of the year, and yet I can't watch it
Yeah.
because I work during the day. The whole tournament's during the American
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
While I'm working, and then like I can't find anything at night.
It's really sad. Yeah.
And Tennis Channel Plus, even Tennis Channel like Plus, like the replays are shit.
Yeah, they really are.
So like again, all you can get is like crappy highlight videos that don't tell you anything about the match. It's just really crap.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I share your sentiments for sure, but I'll be digging to find where these matches are being shown for sure.
But like honestly, like what are you gonna do? Like what is your? I guess I guess when you're at work, you'll just watch at work on the phone on Tennis Channel
I'll have
Plus.
it on. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
have it on my phone a little bit, but yeah, I mean it stinks, but
Like at least the other tournaments you can watch on Watch ESPN. Like you can get an
right.
ESPN Plus account. You can
All
watch
the three other slams are on Watch ESPN. The
yeah.
ATP events are all on Tennis
Tennis
TV.
TV. Yeah.
Right.
Like there's at least like good
Streaming is
streaming sites
amazing.
for it.
Amazing. But this I'm gonna have to dig. I mean, I have Tennis Channel Plus, but like
I don't even know if these are the quality. The main draws you'll get some on Tennis Channel Plus, but Tennis Channel Plus only shows like 5 courts or something, right?
uh I don't know. I only use it for this tournament because
But I don't even think they have outer courts like on even Tennis Channel Plus. Like it's a nightmare.
it is. It's really hard to find these
Like what
matches.
you really have to do is you really have to like go to like just a general streaming site or the betting sites, and they'll have some outer courts. But like if you're looking for outer court access, it's just a nightmare. Anyways, that's enough. I gotta get some sleep.
Enough bitching.
Yeah, rather than bitch about the tournament, we'll plenty of time to bitch about the tournament later this week and during the entire event. So it's just
All right. Well, good luck on your bets. Have a good night, everyone. See
yeah.
ya.
Have a good night, everyone.
Out.